Oi, oi, good evening again. It's Monday, and you all know what time it is. It means it's the OG show where I'm joined, joined by DJB, by Shanguna, and by Normski. Don't forget, all of them guys' links are pinned. So if you haven't already, I'm sure you all have. But if there's any of you that haven't, or you're new to this show, make sure you're new to their show as well and show the support. It means the world. But yes, we shall get on with the show. At least it's not as miserable a Monday as we've had over the last couple of weeks, with results kind of not really going our way because of ourselves. We can have accountability over here. We can look in the mirror and look at ourselves when things go wrong. But it largely-ish, I suppose, went right yesterday. Plenty to pick from, by the way, while we get into it. By no means we're going to sit on there. I don't know what the three guys are saying. I'm probably going to kind of guess. But we're not going to sit here and tell you that was a perfect performance. We've got our Arsenal back. We've got our Arsenal back. No. There was plenty of holes in there. And I mean, the defence were trying to have a fucking mistake off at one stage. But we'll get into that later on in the show. DJB, man, aside from Arsenal taking the piss out of Spurs, how was the weekend? Did you get up to much?
No, not really. Not really. Football weekend, obviously, football. Yeah, and then just caught up with a few bits and pieces on Saturday. Yeah, all pretty quiet, really. All pretty quiet. It's that funny time of year, isn't it? It's kind of on the turn, but you don't know. It's still raining and it's still kind of miserable. So, yeah, looking forward to the warmer weather and start doing a bit more. But yeah, all good though, my friend. All good. All good.
Good. And as always, man, every week it's a pleasure to have you. And it's also an equal pleasure to have our brother Shane Gooner here as well, man. How was your weekend outside of the NLD?
I was sick as a dog. I've been flued up for 3 days now. I was all Barry White on my last two morning shows. I just completely, absolutely. It knocked me for 6. I'm normally all right with illness. But my little one had it for 4 or 5 days, and then I got it, and it was a rough one. But I'm coming to 10.
How's he doing now? All right?
Yeah, it's still, she's okay. She's going back to school tomorrow now. We gave her today off just to see it out. But I've got my Lemsip now, and I'm all right. And look, I was happy with the result. It's not near the performance people are saying it is. We'll get into all of that, I'm sure. And then I made the mistake of, I didn't intentionally do it. It just came up when you're scrolling of these top gooners, and they just take the shine out of everything. And we'll get into this as well. But I have been,
we'll talk about
just
that,
when I think this fan base can't astound me anymore. I just couldn't believe it. I can't believe how far gone back they are because of one result. City didn't lose and we capitalised. Nothing's changed. They still win their game in hand. They're 2 points behind. We still have to go to the Etihad against the worst Spurs team in Premier League history, where 4 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders all made individual errors in the first half, where Saka missed 3 sitters, where it should have been 2-2. Yes, it was a good performance. And with 2 players that destroyed them, that if we have a fully fit team, aren't playing. This manager doesn't play them if we have a fully fit team. So I was telling people, yeah, it's a good result, enjoy it. But this whole thing, if it's back and hold that and don't call us bottlers again, we can easily call us.
Show your face at the parade still.
Yeah, all of that shit, man. I couldn't believe it. Even for our fan base, I was stunned. I've got to be honest with you, I was stunned at how far people that were saying after the Wolves game, tippity-toppities, saying, oh, we're bottling it. Then have the gall to go 4 days later, call us bottlers now. Well, you just did 4 days ago, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's outrageous. It really is. And they think that what we say is damaging to the club. Sorry, mate. What you do is damaging to the club because you're on the big channels.
Yeah.
And the players see that and they go, okay, yeah, maybe we are back. Don't need to try anymore. Madness. I've been stunned by it, man. Absolutely stunned. And just when I think this fan base can't stun me anymore and get ahead of themselves, they go and pull it out of their arse. Unbelievable, man. Honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen maybe as much as you, but I've seen a couple of little bits, and I can use my imagination to come to probably a realistic idea of what they were all saying, because we've heard it for the last 6 years. Normski, what about you, my friend? We all enjoyed the football, but just briefly, did you get up to much?
Yeah, well, once a month I do volunteering, feeding the homeless and that. So that's what I was up to on Sunday evening. So I was watching the old game on the old laptop, turned off all notifications because obviously you don't want to know the result. Nearly broke my hand when when Malone equalised after that don't know what Declan was doing, Carlo Marunu, and it's like, bro, what are we doing here? Do you know what I mean? Can't we just hang on to a lead? Do you know what I'm going to say? Glad, like everybody else, I'm glad that we beat the guys down the lane. You know, it's great to see that, you know, we took them apart twice now. 8-2 on aggregate. You know, Eze scoring five goals against him. I would have kept him on, see if he could get his hat trick, but it wasn't to be. But yeah, it was great. It was just great to see them suffer. Worst team, talking backstage, they are the worst team in a long time. And like, listen, a lot of people are getting a little bit over gassed about this result. It was a good result, but as I said, everything is still the same because Man City have still got that game in hand. We've yet to go there and play them, and we've still got some tough games to go and play. Pleased about the result, but yeah, we have to look at and nitpick some of the areas where we need to improve.
Of course, yeah. And before we do that, and I'll get to DJB in a sec, of course, ma'am, big up to every single one of you in the chat. Who we got in the building? We've got Vigilante, obviously, here. He's pinned all the guys' links, as said earlier. So, yeah, do that, man. Sub to the guys. We've got SE in the building. Big up to you, bruv. Quadra's always here, man. Big up to you, brother. Can see Gavin there as well, man. Big up to you, Gavin and AJ, the mod, man. Always good to see you over here. Obviously, DJB's on the panel, so I'm not going to click that up. We got Chris. Big up to you, bruv. How you doing, man? And Lux videos as well. Always pleasure to see you in the chat, mate. Hope you enjoy the show, my geezer. Who else we got before we say hello? And I think I've just seen Lux become a member as well. So big up to you for that. If I did, yeah, you did, bruv. Big up to that, man. Double appreciated as always, man.
He came on for the member stream the other day. Top lad as well. Looks came on for the member stream.
Yeah, oh, nice, man.
Nice
big up.
Big up the
By the way, don't forget as well, geezer, if you ever want to jump on the calling show, that's what it's for, bruv. That my link's always in the thing. If you ever want to vent sometime or whatever, or you don't really want to do too much things and you're happy just going and change that, if you want to branch out and get whinge on another channel, bruv, jump on the Friday. You're more than welcome to, my friend. Thank you very much for becoming a member as well, man. Appreciate it. We've got Martin Tapp in the building. Big up to you, brother. Hope you are doing good. We got Andy in the building. All right, my man. How are you doing? We got Indy as well. Big up to you. And if I've missed anyone, I do apologise. I'll work through the chat in a second. But DJB, man, could be the last North London derby the Premier League will ever see, because the mighty Spurs are going to get relegated, and then they're going to get relegated, and then I'm going to get relegated, then they're going to fold. And we're all going to be happy. But on a serious note, it's probably one of the worst Spurs I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And that was about right, wasn't it? That was just about right, that performance. I don't personally think it was anything to scream and shout about. All that happened is a better Arsenal side turned over an injury depleted, shit Spurs side. And I think that was about right. What did you sort of make of it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to beat what's in front of you. I get that. And let's be honest, I'm not being funny, but most teams have beaten Spurs this season convincingly. It's not just us. Most teams have beaten Spurs. It is the worst team I've seen. Do you know what? I was racking my brains early on today during my lunch break. And I was going over the football over the weekend, and I was racking my brains, and I was going through all the Spurs games that I've seen, and I've seen hundreds over the years. And I was going through all the players that have played for Spurs, all the the Klinsmans and the Gazzas, the Ginolas and
proper good players,
Modric's, and all of that. And I've never seen a Spurs. And I'm gonna put this out there. I've never seen a Spurs team so bad ever.
I haven't in my life. Do you know what, DJ? And I don't want to cut across your point, but I was doing that today. I was trying to wrap my brain.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe the Ozzy Ardiles Spurs of like 95.
No.
But they still had Dumitrescu and all. I know they flirted with relegation, but they were a fantastic footballing side.
Yeah.
They had Darren Anderton and Dumitrescu and all these guys, man. You know what I mean? They had Sheringham and they had players. This Spurs is definitely the worst Spurs I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was like going through the players, and I'm thinking, I mean, even in the Darren Anderton days and all of them, they still had ballers. They still had something about them. They were still threatening in certain areas.
Yeah.
Well, you think as well, in them days, it was still reasonably close league games, wasn't it?
Yeah. This Spurs team's got nothing. And I know they're riddled with injuries, but I've seen them this season, and I've seen them last season as well. And they're a poor team. They're a poor team. And on the back of that, Arsenal go there and beat them. And the only reason why it's being blown out of proportion is because it's the North London derby. But if you look at it from a football point of view, it was job done. It weren't nothing fantastic. It weren't nothing genius. It weren't nothing brilliant. It was just a performance. And we took our chances when our chances came to us. Says he took his chance well on both goals. Comedy of errors. The Spurs defence all over the place, awful. And Gyokeres shot, got the goal early in the second half, and it really kind of that was it. Game over.
Set the tone-ish for about half. Didn't
it did, and they never looked threatening or anything like that. So to go on that, what I'm trying to say is to look at that Spurs team for everything I've just said, and then Arsenal beat them 4-1. Yes, a great result. You always want to beat your rivals any time of the year.
Yeah.
But to think now we've turned the corner on that result, to actually say that now, we're not bottlers and we're not this and we're not going to do this, it's just absolutely crazy. Because at the end of the day, we are still pretty much, in a lot of people's eyes, not favourites to win this league now.
Yep.
Because City are only 5 points. We're only 5 points ahead.
Yeah.
City have got a game in it. City have got a game in hand. And when I watched Man City the other night, although Newcastle played really well second half, there's a lot of players there that are fresh. Foden came on. He looked like a brand new player. He looked fresh as anything. Cherky looked fresh. Mamouche looked fresh. Haaland looked as if he had bags of energy in him. He was like a centre half and a centre forward, linking up play.
He was
he don't really expend a lot of energy, does he, in a game anyway, though?
Really that one he did. He was back heading balls clear, flicking balls.
And this is the difference. Exactly. And the difference is Pep puts Semenyo from the left wing in the central role, in a more 10, and he looks absolutely really, really good, and puts O'Reilly out on the left, who scored 2 goals.
What, he made a tactical decision?
Arteta put Saka in the 10.
I didn't know you could do that.
Arteta put Saka in the 10, and it just looks completely disjointed and all over the place. But so these are the things I'm trying to say, because Man City now look to me, if I was to look at the two teams, Man City look fresher. We look on our knees, and I said this in Lee's show because he said about Timbers had awful games and all of that. Yeah, Timbers gonna look poor now, because he's going to have some bad games, because the guy has been playing week in, week out, after coming off of a horrific knee injury, by the way, and being out for most of the season. And he's played pretty much every single game. So he's now on his last legs. He's feeling fatigued. He's feeling tired. That's why he's not showing the performances that he did earlier in the season.
Rice, you know what? Just quickly to cut you there, do you know what worries me is that when's he going to get this respite in order for himself to come back?
He ain't going to get
That's the worrying thing. We've got 10 real big pressure games coming up. That's just in the league, by the way. When are we going to see a fully fit Timber back? We're not.
Not this season.
It's just as simple as that.
Because he's
reached season. This is what I meant to say. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's reached his level. Yeah. He's reached his level. You know, he's there's only downwards now rather than upwards, and that's because of the amount of games he's played and the pressure that's on these players now. Because it's not along with the amount of games they've played, it's also the immense pressure they're under as well going into games. So it's mentally and it's everything, which takes it out of you. Rice now is not the player he was. He's had 3 or 4 bad games that he's been off. Again, because he's tired. Zubimendi's non-existent.
And his mistakes creeping in when you're tired.
Mistakes are creeping in. Gabriel is looking anxious. He's looking a little bit kind of bozo-ish and not as smooth as he has been, because he's feeling fatigued. So when you're comparing Arsenal and Man City in the running, you're looking at Arsenal and you're thinking, when the pressure's on, can you step up? Can you go to that next level? Well, you couldn't against Brentford when we
Yeah.
was under the pressure in the second half. Bottom of the league, Wolves, you couldn't do it then. You couldn't just raise it that little bit because you was under pressure. And then you look at the Spurs game, and they didn't have to because Spurs are poor. I mean, Spurs are really bad. So the Spurs game, they didn't have to go and raise their game because Spurs are just awful.
That was probably sorry to interrupt you again. It was, and I said this to my mates who are Spurs fans. I've known him since I was basically a baby, and I said to him, I was like, I've watched so many North London derbies in my life, so many. Some from back years when I weren't really supporting them, just watched old classics back or whatever. I have never seen such a pathetic, gutless Spurs side. Like in them North London derbies, just say that. Regardless of whether one team had much better players than the other, there'd still be if there was even such a gap in quality, there'd at least be the same ends in determination, fight, and willingness and being up for it. That looked like it weren't even Tottenham. You know, I was thinking this ain't even a North London derby. This is like a A team versus B team,
wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Training ground. I just thought to myself, can you imagine what all them Spurs fans? And good, I'm glad they all think like this, by the way. Because fuck them, essentially. But you know, they must be sitting there and thinking, wow, we're crap at everything else. Now we can't even turn up at home against Arsenal. That's when you're shot to bits at that stage. If you can't even get out of bed for a North London derby at home.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. So this is what I'm saying. So the game against Spurs, brilliant. We got the job done 4-1. Always great to beat our North London rivals. Happy as Larry. But we weren't really tested. And I'll finish on this. When we have been tested in Wolves' second half, as I said to you before, the players couldn't kind of get out of bed, if you like. Same against Brentford. Chelsea's going to be a completely different game. We're going to be put under pressure there. Brighton away is going to be another game. That's it now. We won't come across the Spurs from now on in now. This is it. You know, every game now is going to be a real test. And I just worry fitness-wise whether the players can stand up to it. And I'm not sure they will. And also, and I'll end on this, not only that, you've got to put up with this manager going to be tinkering with the team because... Listen, enjoy Eze.
Or worse, not tinkering with it.
Enjoy Eze because it won't be surprised if he don't play him, whether he starts against Chelsea. I'll be very surprised if he starts.
I think he dropped him last North London derby, didn't he?
Last North London derby, he got a hat trick. The very next game away to Villa, ironically to accommodate the returning injured Odegaard.
5 games.
Odegaard in the 10. No, then he put him out the left. He then didn't track back.
Right.
He dropped them, and he didn't start for 9 games after 10 games.
Yeah,
he started on the 10.
Yeah. So listen, great win, blown out of proportion, performance-wise. There was a few mistakes, and you're going to get a lot more mistakes because the players look tired for me. And I still think the pendulum has swung in the other direction now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, like the only sort of thing we can hope, Shane, is that should Man City win the league, everyone will point it to the Anfield game as the turning point. Maybe this is all we can hope for, that this will be the same if we win it. Maybe we'll just look back and go, do you know what? All right, weren't the best performance in the world, but maybe, just maybe, that was just the result they needed to stop the rot. But the problem is, we've stopped the rot and we just keep on rotting afterwards, Shane. You can't bank anything like that on this club, can you, until you see it done? That's the frustrating thing.
No, the only way that result counts like that is if we win the next 5 or 6 in a row. If it's a Spurs, if we beat Chelsea and then draw Brighton, it means absolutely nothing. It's just
100%.
You know, I'm glad that DJB said about like tweaking the tactics and stuff like that. Like I said backstage, and I said it when we were starting, we have to remember that if Havertz is fit and Odegaard's fit and Marino's fit and all these guys, Eze and Gyokeres are nowhere near.
They don't touch grass.
Nowhere near that starting lineup, right? If we hadn't have had that nightmare against Wolves and he finally got asked tough questions in the press conference about why don't we push forward after we take the lead and stuff like that. Stuff we've been saying for 2 years. We don't push forward in that game. He's a politician. I say this all the time. When he gets finally pressured on something, he gives a little bit like dropping Odegaard for the Leeds game when he was getting pressure about that after a couple of bad results, and then he goes back to type in a week or two. It's like when he was getting questioned about injuries. Ben White did his hamstring against Wigan. We all knew he did his hamstring against Wigan. He put him on the bench against Wolves. People said Timber was dead in his feet. Why didn't he take him off for White? And I said, because I bet you Ben White's injured and he just doesn't want to answer questions about it. And I got told, that's ridiculous. You're a conspiracy theorist. He's quietly not on the bench, though, for the next game. Quietly not on the bench for the next game. And he got asked in the press conference beforehand, is there any new injuries? No new injuries. No new injuries. Nobody asked about Ben White. He had done his hamstring. He put him on the bench to say, so he didn't get questions. Why did you leave him on until his hamstring went against Wigan? We all knew it. We could see it. Norgard went, it's his hamstring. Why did Ben White have to come out and say no injuries? People are forgetting that, aren't they? His little Instagram post.
Yeah, that's right. When he posted
his little Instagram post. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah,
no injuries. What a weird, I said at the time, what a weird thing to say. What a weird thing to say. You know that he was going down the back of the good job, Ben, guys, I need you to put up this post, guys. And people say you're crazy, but how did I know? How did I know he was injured? How did I say? Someone said, I think it was on here, actually, Aaron, when I said that, and someone's just cracked up laughing in the comments. Last week when I said, you bet she told them to put that Instagram post, someone was, oh my God, this is ridiculous sort of thing in the comments. Where are they now? Why wasn't he asked about Ben White in any of the press conferences? He did his hamstring and he made him sit on the bench to cover for it. This guy's a fucking lunatic.
It's because of the knob end asking the questions and all for that, really, isn't it?
But
what is going to do?
What Norm said is right. It's great stuffing it to the rivals. It's great hitting it to the rivals. That's what people should have been gassed about today. We did the rivals. Just that. Right? Just that. Not hold that. It's don't call us bottlers. Mikel Arteta. If that's the first thing you say when you get a camera in your face, is Mikel Arteta. There's something wrong. I had a guy in my chat today.
I saw that.
You better apologize to my manager and all of this sort of stuff. He never said the word Arsenal. Any of his comments, just Arteta. And I said, like, honestly, you need to get checked. I'll never leave him. He said, I'll never leave him. He said that about Arteta. I'll never leave him.
These are like when they get their wife. She goes down fucking someone else on the clubhouse every week, and then just trust the marriage. You know what? She's been ratted out every 5 fucking days, mate. Just trust the marriage.
That's I'd say. I don't know. I get it. Like it's weird, but my point is that it was a good result. But we drew with Brentford beforehand. We have 12 points out of 24, right? If City win all their games, technically they'll win the league. Now, if we win all our games, we win the league. But one of those wins will include a win at the Etihad.
Yep.
One of theirs their away, where they're at home. I'd be more likely to think City will start popping wins off than us because their defenders are coming back. Ours are walking wounded. I think someone said Timber could be suspended for Chelsea as well because it was a 5th yellow card. I've heard
he got a 5th yellow card. I think he might be.
Yeah.
Right. I thought so why would he take him off? Why would he take him off if he's already going to be suspended? You know what I mean? He's dying on his feet, man.
Sorry to come in, but Timber's performances lately is the key example
but he's dead.
Of fatigue.
We were saying it in the Wolves game, DJ. There was a time when he brought the ball forward.
First half he got bored.
But against Wolves in the second half, he ran forward to the ball and nobody made a run for him. And he just couldn't go. He just went, and he just kicked it to their keeper from the halfway. He just couldn't think of anything else to do. So he's out. Ben White will have a hamstring. Mosquera fine will play right back, and he should be okay, by the way. He should be okay. But he will probably still play and not fit Ben White instead of playing Mosquera. Right? He probably will. I wouldn't put it past him to do that. And if we look at I said this morning as well, and Gary Neville pointed it out 25 minutes into the game, and you said it to me during over text, Aaron. All 4 defenders have made an individual error here. Desperate errors, right? Then Zubimendi gives the ball away. Then Rice gives the ball away. And when Rice gives the ball away, people are concentrating on Rice giving the ball away. What about the fact that Moani, who's first ever league goal in England,
in 18 games,
cuts inside, and Saliba shepherds him on his good foot. He shepherded him on his good foot, and then just didn't put a tackle in. Yeah. I mean, what's with the Gabriel dive? It didn't work against Newcastle, mate. That's why I don't want him as captain, because he's petulant, and he's not. For me, it has to be Rice. There was so many things in that game that better opposition smoke us, right? Better defense. We're not getting in there. They had midfielders in defense and all. And like I said, he let them play after we took the lead because of the pressure. Maybe not Chelsea, but definitely by Brighton, he'll go back to settings. He does it every single time. Every time he gets a bit of pressure on him, he gives us one of these. He takes the handbrake off, and then he goes back to type. Last season, 5-1 against Man City. Then we got dog walk by Newcastle. He went right back to defensive. Yeah. After the Bayern result, 1-1 with Chelsea against 10 men. He started locking up again. He does it every single time. And the only way we can hope is that we have a little burst from him near the end. And by the time he goes back to type, we just have to hope that it rolls on a 6, that it just happens to not come around at one of the times he's doing this madness. And you add in the pressure, you add in the look in Pep's eye, you add in all the players they have that have won it, you add in how fresh they look. I think it's only a madman would say Arsenal are favourites. And I'm not just saying that. Yeah. I'm saying it by I have seen football for a long time. And they look fresh. I know they've done it. Their manager's done it. We have a record of bottling. As we said, Timber's in the red zone, gone past the red zone now. Royce has gone past the red zone. Zubimendi's gone past the red zone. Yeah, Gyokeres looking good, thank God. Saka was dog shit in that game. People giving him 8s and 9s. Get out of my face. He did a couple of things well. That was it. I'm sorry. I am really... No, 8s and 9s.
I've done an 8 or 9 in about 2 years.
Yeah, 8s and 9s. He missed 3 clean through chances, right? But my point is that it was a good result. But if anyone... And like these dopamine heads will just... If they'd have looked at these fixtures, and I know I'm rambling on, I'll finish now. If they'd have looked at these fixtures after the Wolves game, they would have gone. I heard them all saying that, Wolves is tough. Or sorry, Spurs is tough now. I've no faith in us beating. Oh God, and then we have Chelsea. They could come, and Brighton away's tricky. One result, and they're going, we're gonna smash Chelsea, we're gonna smash Brighton, we're gonna smash City, It's tiring at this point because they say that we're the problem. I promise you, there's nobody watching My Little Breakfast. No players are watching My Little Breakfast show in the morning, mate. What they're watching is AFTV and all of these TikTok idiots. And they're going, oh, well, maybe we're the best team in the world. Maybe we don't even have to turn up. Maybe we can give 80%. So yous are the problem, mate. And if it all falls apart, I'm holding them wholly responsible. Yeah. Look, it was a good game and a good win, but against the worst Spurs team I've ever seen. Yeah. Against the worst Spurs team that I have ever seen. So just take it as it comes. Come talk to me in 5 league games from now. If you've won them all, I'll have a different conversation with you. But until then, just take it down a little bit. Just take it down a little bit because I'm tired of them building everything up all the time.
Do you know what as well? It's just before I bring Norms in, just on his thoughts on the Tottenham game. When you're saying about these top gooners, and they're sort of saying who thinks Arsenal are favourites. Do you know when you really find out people's intentions is, and this might be a bit of an extreme thing to say in it, but when you've got something riding on the line, they haven't. All of this nonsense is good for them. If you was to say to them, all right, your mortgage is on, who's it going to be, Arsenal or Man City to win the league? If you say Arsenal and they lose it, you're homeless. At 100% of them putting it on Man City.
Of course,
or if you said, all right, you know what I mean, your son's life depends on it. And that's a bit extreme, but you hear me. What are you going to do? They're all going to put it on Man City. And in that little examples, you get the real honest opinion on people. Actually, they probably are more likely to win it. But they just get allowed to just talk absolute bollocks with no real percussions other than now we slate them off and take the piss out of them. But there's nothing riding it on them. So they can say all of this nonsense freely. It's ridiculous. Even if they had a 5 on it, they'd probably buckle. That's how pathetic they are. It's just ridiculous. Well, I just thought I'd get that out there because it's a good point you make, Shane, and it is frustrating, man. But Normski, I want to get your sort of look at it from Arsenal over the weekend. 4-1. When you look at it on paper, you think buzzing. You watched it, you're like, okay, I've seen us play definitely worse in this season. Let's get it absolutely right. But it was just job well done at the office, wasn't it?
That's all it was. That's all it had. It was about, as I said, it's about sticking it to your rivals. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Because in my match reaction, I said, let's not get it twisted. Yeah, I said, let's not get it twisted, guys. Yeah, you just remember, just look over your shoulder. Yeah, because there's a team that's purring right now. You got a team that's got players coming back. You got a team that's full of confidence. Pep, after that Fulham game, dispatched to Fulham. You got people analysing. You got people turning around and saying, well, how come you're over analysing our game and you say that, Man City play? What it is you look at Man City and you look at what they've done in the past, and you can only go on by what they've done in the past. And for me, it is that PTSD thing. It's that thing of, yes, it was a great result. Yeah, let's not get it twisted because at the end of the day, we've beaten Spurs, absolutely worst side I've seen in a long, long time. There were little mistakes that we made in that game. I mean, Declan Rice, he's giving it all that. As a first start, he shouldn't even be having no conversation. I was talking to Matt, you shouldn't be even having no conversation with press about talking about the games and that. Just focus on the games that's in front of you. Yeah, you've given it all that, and then you go on the other end and make that big mistake. Yeah, and a better side, they'll say, a better side will say, right, okay, we're on that. Great, we came back, we sorted it out second half, came out. Big up to Victor Gyokeres. Do you know what I mean? You know, that's the best I've seen him play. Probably he's one of his best games. Played like a proper striker. His movement was great. Do you know what I mean? His touch was good. Yeah, definitely. 100%. Do you know what I mean? Eze given the freedom of the park, essentially. But the thing about it is, as Shane hit the nail on the head, if you got fit players like Havertz, Odegaard, and all of these players, they don't see that grass. And it would have been a different story. It would have been a different story. If Odegaard starts in that game, I don't think we win that game. Do you know what I mean? Just watching Eze, the way he was linking up with Glock, you know what I mean, and those little 1-2s and that, I thought fantastic. But yeah, there's little things that I nitpicking in terms of Saliba and Gabriel. For a start, when he got pushed over, I mean, look, I was like, well, we got away with it. He's got away with one here. Like, absolutely got away with it. Like
Shane said, he's pissed around with it at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? You're not a weak guy.
No, and he does this. He's playing. Yeah, he can't do it.
He's got a blocker in norms. That's the thing.
And he's giving it. You know, he's giving it the theatric like throw from some. It just didn't feel. It didn't feel right. But listen, at the end of the day, you just have to take it and just and move on. But in another instant, that could have been given. Yeah, and you put us under. But you don't need to do it.
Should have been given, norms.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
There's
no need for him to be, you know, doing
someone
that.
made a good point. Sorry to cut across you, Norm. Someone made a good point on Instagram today. He said, if you're getting free kicks for that, 95% of Arsenal's corners should have been disallowed.
Exactly.
If you're getting a free kick for that little push, and we're grabbing people and pushing them to the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look at the grappling that goes on. So fair play to that. But look, Raya makes an amazing save on the line. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You know, people are saying, "Oh, well, listen, forget that Bozo moment that he had." I think with Raya is that he has these Bozo moments in the wrong time. So in that rules, and that's the thing. I'm saying. So he just needs to focus more. But to be fair, that was an absolute world class to do that at that speed. It was just amazing. But you know, we put the game to bed. It could have been a different story if it was 2-2. And it could have ended up being a draw, or maybe Spurs nicking it, but they are terrible. They are absolutely terrible. I've never seen a side so bad.
So bad.
You know what I mean? So bad. Wolves gave more. Wolves gave more than this team. You know what I'm trying to say? So
significantly more. That's the thing. Significantly more.
The worst thing about it, though, guys. Yeah, Wigan. Yeah. The worst thing about it is just that we've beaten them, and now I just said you got top gooners now, just going off their heads now. You know what I mean? 1 minute, I just said they're talking about we was bottling it. We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do this. And now we're going on to with the quad again, and we've been told by the ex-Spurs manager and the current manager that we're the best team in the world. So, you know, so
well, it segues me nicely there because we've found ourselves.
Mutant alert! Mutant alert! Mutant alert! Mutant alert!
Nice way to segue it, man. Yeah, nothing but complaining from you lot. I mean, to be fair, we've just said exactly what happened factually, and we've all been quite, I reckon, complimentary on the result. We're all happy with it. 3 absolutely buzzing. Was there 5 mistakes made by Arsenal players at the back? Yes, 6. Yes,
first half.
So that's toxic. That's called factual. So it's probably going to be a difficult one for you to grasp, but there wasn't single thing that was incorrect, always even opinionated. It's all factual based. Not all the time it isn't. That particular bit that you're throwing in as toxic, negative. Oh, it's so staggering. What's wrong with you guys? I don't know. We speak the truth and articulate it honestly online. You don't have to watch. Never forget that. Never forget that. I haven't forced you to come over here. You can do it what you willeth with your own time. If you don't like it, go and watch AFTV, which I'm certain you will absolutely love. It's not over. You are the problem. Yep, I think maybe in a little bit of a response to what Shane sort of said, is in you guys are the problem, and I'm going to back my fucking boy in the bottom right, mate. You lot, by all of our side of the fence and every other rival fan in football history, know it's you lot that are the absolute reason. Just,
I think it's important to have a balance in life. I think it's very important to have a balance in life, like, you know, because sometimes, like when you're walking down, if your balance in your ears is not right, you tend to fall over. So let's just, you know, so let's have a little bit of balance. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, like, I mean, look, for argument's sake, if you're walking on a tightrope, and you decide to lean over to the right, you're going to fall off. We're just saying, have a little balance. No, look, no, don't lean to the left too much.
Norms. Do you know what it is? Not pointing at the screen saying, we're with you boys, and we're going to win the quad, and we're going to go unbeaten, and we're going to... Anything less than that is negative to them. It's mad that you have to be that positive. You know, I don't know if they just.
And you have to love the manager. And you have to love the manager. And you have to love the manager. Don't forget that. That's the
you have to love the manager. I don't know if they sit around. They must watch Barney the Dinosaur. So for all that positivity, you know what I mean? They must. It's mad to be that much of a cupcake that anything at all that is negative in your day or seen as negative. Oh, it's main character syndrome. I need to float about my day. And everybody should do exactly what I want. The same type of people that go, I have sensory issues. I don't want anyone in the crowd clapping. Well, then you fuck off. Don't tell everybody else to have a bad day just because something bothers you. You know what I mean? It's these people. You know, coming around looking for it as well. It's weird.
Yeah. That's the weird thing about it. I was just wondering what his thoughts. I just wonder what his mindset was when we gave away that last minute goal against Wolves. It would be interesting to know how he was thinking.
I'd say it didn't bother him. I'd say he switched off straight away. Didn't care. Didn't care.
It's not over yet. Well, it should be more or less over. We should be.
That's the point. That's the point we're making.
That's the point that we are making. That is the point that we are making.
Yeah, don't call us bottlers. We were 9 points ahead at the start of the month.
Should be over.
We could be 2 points ahead come City's next game.
I shouldn't have to worry about going into the next game against Chelsea. I shouldn't have to worry about Brighton away. I shouldn't have to worry now. I should be sitting here chilling, thinking, well, if we get a point against Chelsea, okay, it's a point. We're still 10 points clear. Exactly. We go beat Brighton and we go like 11 points clear or whatever. We shouldn't have to worry about Man City.
City wouldn't have come. They wouldn't have come back against Liverpool.
Funny, but the guy that put that comment in,
100%.
If he's got that much faith in this team and this manager, he shouldn't be bothered about Man City right now, should he? He should not be looking at what Man City do now. He shouldn't be bothered about Man City. Whereas the fact of the matter is, that's the first result we're looking for now. We don't even worry about the Arsenal result. The first result we're looking at now is how did Man City do? I hope Man City lose. I hope Man City slip up. We shouldn't be worried about Man City if we'd have taken care of business. And because we failed again, Liverpool at home, Liverpool away, Man United at home, 10 men Chelsea, Sunderland away,
Wolves,
Brentford, Wolves 2-0 up, Wolves 2-0 up, Wolves 10 points,
Why does that all sound familiar, though, doesn't it? That's the thing. It sounds all so familiar.
If we'd have just taken 6 points in our last 3 games, if we'd have beaten Brentford and Wolves 2-0 up, by the way, bottom of the league Wolves that were on 9 points at the time, and we lost and we drew 2-2. If we'd have taken care of that, we wouldn't give a crap about what City are doing. Business would have been done. We wouldn't be worried. So come into the chat and say we are the problem. No, we're not the problem. The fact that we're calling it out and you're not listening is the problem.
Well, if anything, they're the problem, because if they had stood with us in 21-22 when he should have got sacked, this wouldn't be happening right now. We would have won trophies. Simple as that. We would have got any competent manager with £1 billion and that crappy youngsters. And what Rob was saying, they say we're entitled. They need to look up entitled, because entitled is coming into a room or a chat or whatever the case may be and expecting everyone to agree with you regardless of what they think. That's entitled.
Exactly, Shane.
Which is what he just came in and done.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, another thing. Do you watch a film and not criticise? And if someone says to me, "What was the film like?" And if you think it's crap or there was a problem with it, you call it out. You don't just sit there and go,
that's a wrong analogy to use for them, DJ, because they watch the same movie 5 times and expect a different ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The problem is, right, you won't get these people.
Maybe Bambi's mother won't die in this one.
Yeah. The end of May.
Maybe Jack won't die saving Rose. On
Exactly.
the board.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. But like the problem is, right? These people, the first Monday in June when we do our OGs show in the summer or whenever we do it, they won't come in the chat if we haven't won the league or all we've done.
Well, they'll say you got what you wanted. You got what you
Yeah,
wanted.
that's what they're doing.
Come in and go, oh, by the way, I see it now. I do understand what you was trying to say.
No, they'll just go, you're dead
I
next
totally
time I see you. I'm going to stab you. You got what you wanted.
That's what it is.
Because they're all little spoiled kids. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
It's
Crazy.
madness. Yeah, but they're the happy side of the family, the ones that want to fight everyone. Don't forget that.
What I wanted last season when he failed last season, because don't forget we were one of the favourites to win the league last season.
Yep.
And we was nowhere near it. People
we were favourites before the season.
People have got short memories. People are sort of saying, "Oh, but now this is the year. This is the year."
Yeah.
Well, it should be the year because he spent another £1 billion and he's another year into the job. But what people forget is we were one of the favourites, if not the favourites.
We were the favourite in the summer, yeah.
We were the favourites in the summer to win the Premiership last year, and we was nowhere near it. In fact, we didn't. For the favourites to win the league and not even to win a Carabao Cup last year, for me, was a sackable offence. He shouldn't have been here this year. I was astonished. I was absolutely shocked that guy never lost his job last season. So
these guys kept him in a job.
It's
Men in Black. They do it every summer. They reset every summer.
Honestly.
And they get shocked by the same thing. Men in Black, it's this.
Oh, but he didn't have the team last year. Well, why were we favourites then? Why were we favourites?
Because they fall for the same shit every year. Again, when the injuries happen, didn't see that coming. It is like Men in Black. It's like they've forgotten everything that happened before, and we're telling them now this is going to happen because he flogs the same players, and they do it when
you get the explanation in it, Shane. Yes, you will win the league next year. Arteta is still great. Back in the team.
Havertz comes back from a year out after damaging the same ligaments twice in one leg and a grade 3 hamstring. He then collapses again, and they go, "Oh fuck! I didn't see that coming." And you go, I'm going to lose my mind. How can you? It's shocking. Every injury is the last injury. Every time we wobble is the last wobble. It's just Men in Black. It's just
Jane. What happened when the physio left, or was it the masseuse? Was it? Sorry, I think it was
the masseuse.
I'd say he left because of the workload. Because he's just after every game he was getting a JCB just shoveling the players in. Take man more. What am I meant to do here? Piling up.
But it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, as I said, and the year before that, you got to remember this guy had 750, 800 million spent on the team last year. The fact that he wasted most of it was neither here or there, because the
fact that he thought he could get over the line with just Marino and Calafiori is damning enough of who he is, let alone the signings
that he refused to sign a striker, Aaron, for 5 years as well. The fact that he refused to sign a striker when we could have got Isak before he went to Newcastle, instead of giving Eddie Nketiah £100,000 a week and an extended contract and 14 on his shirt.
That's sackable alone.
Yeah, that's sackable in itself.
You could say that phrase quite a few times if we kept going.
The fact that he turned our youth policy upside down and the players have not improved and moved on and gone off the face of the earth. Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson. The list goes on. He's doing it to
here's one for you, DJ.
Skelly got on, didn't he, against a really bad Tottenham team? Haaland boy. We're 4-1 up cruising, 3-1 up.
Imagine walking into a team that has fucking Kieran Tierney as left back and going, "Do you know what? I'm going to get Zinchenko."
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a sackable offence.
That will solve it.
The list goes on, but people see the problem is, right? People forget they got short mind. That's all forgotten about now. Yeah. It's all forgotten about that Ethan Nwaneri's gone out on loan and we're having to put up with Maddie Madueke flying around all over the place like an idiot. Yeah, all of these factors, all the left backs that he's signed, the centre halves that he's signed, and he's playing them at fullback now. Lewis Skelly, who's a midfield player, where he could be absolutely balling out in midfield. He could be our Morgan Rogers. He could be the next brilliant talent in
Nico
midfield.
O'Reilly. He could be our Nico O'Reilly.
Stuck him at left
Or he
back.
might
Now
even
he
just
can't
be
get
a decent option there. Even just that. Do you know what I mean?
Now he
even
can't get a game.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get on against Spurs. and I'll just finish on this, right? How can you be absolutely cruising against an absolute woeful Spurs, and you've got massive games coming up, Chelsea, and you leave Zubimendi and Rice on when you got Norgard sitting on the bench
And take Eze off,
and takes Eze off?
who hasn't played.
Yeah, who's fresh
This
as a
is what
daisy.
this is what we get at. Do you know what I mean? It's not basic.
And no
it's
one
not,
picks
it's
it
not
up.
difficult.
Why
It's
did we
so
sign
basic,
Norgard?
isn't it?
Why the F did we sign Norgard? Someone tell me
Because
why
we
we
need
signed.
those 33 minutes in the Premier League this season, man.
He could have
You know
taken
what I mean?
Rice off when
Yeah.
we were when we were
Big
3-1 up.
wouldn't they?
When we were 3-1 up, he could have took Rice off.
Yep.
Bought
He
Norgard
should have
on,
taken Rice off for Odegaard. Odegaard could
and there'd have been
press.
yes, he could have-
Hey,
Yeah.
What
He
I
could have
don't
done
understand with that is
brilliant.
we're told we've got the best defense in the world. We've got the best the best manager in the world, but definitely the best defensive manager in the world. We've got the best 2 number 6s in the world in front of him. When we're 2-0 up, why don't we trust any of them to come off then?
because they don't.
Like-
you don't trust them.
Like, why can't we bring Norgard on them? Because we've still
No.
got 5 of the other best in business
Yeah.
behind him or next to him. Why? Well,
Yeah.
You know what is the problem with the outside noises that you get? Yeah, I mean, Ali McCoy. I don't know if you heard his statement he said today. He said Arsenal might,
weird,
it might.
man.
I mean, listen to this. I mean,
That's
when I heard
this
this,
is big
I nearly
word.
fell off. I nearly fell off my chair.
I love Ali,
You
but
know?
yeah.
Yeah, but come on, Ali. Come on, Ali.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah,
What did he say?
Arsenal might. This is what he says. This is
Okay.
quote. Arsenal might, in my opinion, as this is opinion, fair play. But you see what happens is that these top gooners will jump on that and latch onto that. Oh, that's another one. That's another one that we're gonna have. Right.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be most points. Yeah, best team in the world, best squad. He said Arsenal might, in my opinion, have the strongest squad I've ever seen in English football. Yeah,
What?
might not be the best team, right? But in football I've ever seen, I think it's the best team this season. But in terms of the squad, it might be the strongest squad I've ever seen in Premier League
Strongest squad he's
history.
ever seen. Okay.
In Premier League history.
How comes we buckled under Brentford then and Wolves?
Thank you. This is what I'm saying.
Look
How
at
The
comes we
Louise
got
is-
bullied when
look
we
at
went
the
away
City
to
squads of the
Sunderland?
past.
Strongest team don't get bullied when you're playing away at Sunderland. Also, listen, I can't take the notice of Ali McCoy.
Yeah, but on the same day,
love Ali,
or in
but-
around the same day, Van
I
der Vaart
do,
came
but
out and said we don't have any
Scottish.
world-class players, but they won't talk about that one. Van der Vaart said there's no world-class players in the team,
Exactly.
but they won't talk
Huh?
about that when they say he's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
the,
he's
the
crazy.
comments. What does he know? What did he win? But he played for Real Madrid, mate. You know what I mean? I think he knows a bit. I think he knows
Strongest
a bit.
team. So you had,
Yeah.
the likes of Patrick Vieira, Manu Petit, Tony
Being
Adams,
backed up by Edu and Parler. And
Hold
the
on,
likes as well,
remember-
by the way.
Edu,
Not this season.
Parlour,
Not this
and all of
season.
that.
He said in Premier League history.
Yeah. And he's talking about a squad, but then even if we talk about the United squads under Ferguson that had a choice of 4 strikers of Solskjaer,
What about the Blackburn
Oh,
team? What
sharing
about the
them.
Blackburn team that
York.
won it? Have a look at
Jane,
him.
and then 10 years later, so just quickly, we had a choice of Dimitar Berbatov, Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo, with Nani
Yeah.
backing them up as well. I mean,
Yeah,
what's he
Welbeck,
talking
young
about?
Welbeck as well was coming through. Mad.
Roy Keane
And Hernandez, what's his
No.
Chigarito? What
Yeah.
are we going on about here?
It's crazy.
We're getting-
That's
This
just
is
one
this
fucking
absolutely
position.
that's why we just shut out the noise, because this is what comes out. This is the stuff that comes out. Now listen, Paul Merson, he come out and said like this is going to be the easiest Premier League we're going to win. He said that
Yeah.
when we was whatever. I
Yeah,
think it was about
that was
6
poor from him. Me and you
That's
covered
That's
that.
poor.
didn't we,
Yeah,
Norm?
we talked that. We covered that.
Yeah,
You
me and you covered
All of these things that come out, don't say it because it ain't true. Why are we gassing up? Why
Norm,
is
you
it
see-
that this manager? I've never seen a manager that's been so gassed up. Yeah, and it's
That's
because of
done
him.
absolutely
It's
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's the
There was
PR.
nothing.
See, the thing
We're
is with
doing
these
nothing.
guys,
It's PR.
these guys know now, they have training, right? And they know that people have attention spans now of about 20 seconds. So they have to say the most ridiculous thing. It gets cut up and then it hits TikTok and it hits all these things. And it's just them saying stupid shit like that. It's like, oh, with this Arsenal team compared to the United 018, there's one Arsenal guy now doing it, a young lad. And either he's the biggest twat in the world or he's very clever. But he's just going hot take, like this is the best squad in the history of football. Oh, doing all of this shit. And people are clipping him up. And I'm saying to people, the more you clip him up, the more it's doing for him. He's an idiot, but he's just doing what he does. So even Mersons and stuff know that if they just give one little tidbit like that, and they love all the drama. But it's so stupid to say stuff like that. It really is, and it's.
For
I mean,
him and all. I mean, he's been
win
involved in
3 or
last
4
8
leagues in a
titles for
row
crying
and then
out loud.
start saying it. Come on, man, win 3 or 4 leagues in a row and then start saying it. It's outrageous what they're doing. What a load of bollocks!
See, the
man.
thing
Craziness.
is, right, and yeah,
Madness.
it's
So
difficult.
poor.
Look, I understand if he gets over the line and wins the Premier League. I understand if he wins the Premier League and a domestic cup, it's probably going to give him another 2-3 years. But I mean, come on, man. I don't see the problem is, and other fans will tell you this. If you sit other fans down and go, "Why do you hate Arsenal so much?" They'll probably have a decent conversation with you and go, "It's not the actual football club. It's not even the players. It's because of the fans.
Yep.
That's why we're
Us, apparently.
hated so much. We're and we all get tied with the same brush. I do, you do, Shane does, Normski, all people in the chat. We're all tied with that same brush. When I used to go to away matches and speak to away fans and sit and have a drink with them and have a bit of banter with them. You go, why do you hate us so much? And they go, because of you lot, because of the fans.
Yeah. It's not.
You ask
It's not
West Ham. I live in a West
it's not the
Ham area.
players.
You ask any West Ham fans.
Yeah.
What is it with Arsenal? It's your fan base. They're absolutely fucking talk out their arse. They're deluded.
Yeah.
You're arrogant. You're arrogant. You're this. You're big-headed. You're arrogant. You think you've won everything and you've won nothing.
Yeah, and too many of them. Sorry, too many of these. Right, that these content creators, they've got these massive platforms, and this is where it all stems from. Do you know what I mean? AFTV. Do you know what I mean? You got all Pincus. You got Miss Moneypenny. You got all of these guys. Yeah, spouting all of this stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
Protect your brains, guys. Yeah, protect your brains.
Because Normski, you speak to any fans. We were absolutely admired during the Invincibles when we won that league at Anfield. Other fans used to go, "Wow, brilliant Arsenal! That's fantastic, brilliant." Blah blah blah. Now with the last I don't know how many years, I mean, when they're listening to people on AFTV and they're listening to people saying, "Oh, we're the best team in history, we're the best team here, and we're going to win this, we're going to win the quad." Fans are going, "What? What are you fucking on about? What are you talking about? I don't. It's crap." And this is why this is why we're hated so much. And some of the fans now are using it as advantage. They go, "Oh yeah, we're hated. We've got to get behind the team." And the manager makes it
against
worse.
the world.
Arteta is absolutely disliked by pretty much 95% of other fans.
Oh,
and do you know why that is? Because he's a prick.
He is a
He's
prick.
a useless prick.
Yeah.
That's
I don't dislike the Liverpool manager. I don't hate him. I don't dislike the Liverpool
He's starting
manager.
He's starting to sound like Arteta.
Yeah,
he's starting to sound
I don't
very
dislike
like Arteta.
David Moyes. I don't. There's loads of managers I didn't dislike. I respected
Even
Alex
Mourinho.
Ferguson
Even
and
Mourinho.
everything else.
Even Mourinho.
Mourinho, I can stomach him. Conte when he was at Spurs, I understand where
liked
he
his
was
passion,
coming from. But honestly, this guy can't. I've never known it.
He took credit for Eze in the most recent press conference. Oh, guys, now I know how to play him, guys. Really? Okay. Translation.
Yeah.
All my midfielders are injured and I need to depend on them. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he had a
now
good
I know,
game
guys.
today.
Now I
Well
know,
done.
guys. Now I
It was him. He changed it today to make that performance, didn't he? That's
of
what
course.
I'm saying.
Of course.
He's trying to make out it's because he didn't play him against Wolves. He didn't start him, so
Look
he
at
knew
what
that
I
he was
done.
holding them back. He knew he was holding them back, guys. Me, guys.
But soon as he makes that one mistake, one mistake,
that's
what
what I was saying, Norms.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
He's on a half-to-half basis now. If he has a bad half, gone. Sorry, Norms.
Yeah, no, that's I'm just backing what you're saying. Just backing what you're saying, mate.
You think Gyokeres? You think Gyokeres is running around full of confidence now?
Well, do you know what? I was going to have that as a little bit, and do you know what? Let's bump it over to Gyokeres now because look, we again, because that's the Arsenal fans and type of fans we are. We're not going to get carried away thinking that's it. He's going to turn into Holland all of a sudden. But it is nice to see, and that he is regularly scoring.
Yeah, that's good.
And I just wanted to say, maybe is it a bit of like the following? Is it a bit of him finding his feet a little bit more with Arsenal? You've heard about reported clear the air talks. You never really know what to believe. Is he adapting a little bit more to Mikel Arteta's shitty arse system? Or is he just scoring a couple of goals and taking his chances a bit more? Is he a bit more confident? All of the above?
Yeah, I personally think it's taken him time to find his feet. I think he's finding his feet a little bit better now. He's starting now not to. He's starting to just do the simple things rather than make life hard, because I think he was trying a little bit too hard.
Too hard.
So it could be that
Awesome.
he's adapting to the system a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because he's having to. He's forced to.
Mhm.
Which
Listen,
is never going to be a perfect system for him, by the way.
No, look,
it never
look,
is going to.
Look, let's be honest, right? And I don't care what anyone says, and Kenny says the same as well. I've seen enough strikers over the years at Arsenal Football Club. He's not technically the most gifted
No,
Arsenal striker.
No.
Let's get that right out there,
Yeah.
right? He might
Absolutely
hold
not.
the ball up now and then, but I saw Alan Smith. You could ping him any sort of ball, and he'll hold it up. It sticks. He's not that kind of player.
Yeah. Well, look
He's
at
a
the touch in
finisher.
89 for that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just taking it out the air for
he
Dixon.
knows where
Says
the
everything
goal
with your
is.
point.
He knows where the goal is. He will score goals. He's a goal scorer. And I've been saying this all the time. I've wanted to see Gyokeres be a little bit kind of make his own luck and be a little bit like, well, more demanding, more of a
selfish,
self.
mate. And
Because
selfish.
all centre forwards have got that arrogance and they've got that self.
Yeah.
And you need that. And I think Gyokeres has been a little bit too nice. He's not.
And do you know what?
Go on,
sorry, you on,
quickly.
please, bro.
You know what? It's interesting to watch his body language, because when he scored yesterday, you know, he's like, well, should I do it? It's like,
Yeah.
You see, it's like you got the people pushing, go on, do it. It's
Yeah.
like, well, it's almost like you're saying, well, I haven't really earned it. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
The
like,
joy's being taken out of it for him.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Facts,
So you know,
right.
when he was doing
totally
it for Sporting Lisbon, you know, he was giving it that. But it's like, well, I better just do it. You know what I mean? And I think the system, Arteta's system, doesn't allow him. I don't feel it's gonna kick on the way I want to see him kick on and be consistent. No. That's the thing. So yes, he played yesterday, but against Chelsea, he could have a stinker.
Yeah. That's the
thing.
He could go 4 games. He could go 4 games without scoring.
Before I'm convinced, I'm going to need him to step up in real big games.
But for confidence,
he went 4 games.
Sorry,
and I do agree with the whole system thing. Sorry, Aaron. I just think that we have to take into account that Odegaard and Saka have basically been missing for the last month as well with injury. And he's been scoring because other players are in that final.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big part of it for me. They've both missed a lot of football.
I just feel that he was trying to
and he's found his form without him.
Yeah. I just feel
that
I'll go eventually.
You know.
Go on, D.
No, I'm just saying that I think when he came to the club, there was a lot of expectations on him. And I think he knew that. And I think it's taken him time to sort of. There was a lot of pressure on him, so I do think in certain games he was trying that little bit too hard. He was trying to get on the ball. He was running into channels when he didn't need to. He was making it complicated. Whereas now he's a little bit more kind of structured, and he's a little bit more kind of. This is where I should be now as a striker at Arsenal. In this position and that position, like he was when he scored against Spurs in the second half. He was in the right place and he got the shot off. But listen, I'm not going to get too excited. As I said, I want to see him over the rest of the season. I want to see what he does against the likes of Chelsea. I want to see what he does over 2 legs in the Champions League. I want to see if he shows up at the Etihad. These are the games I want to see him shine.
That's the games we bought him for. You know, we already had a guy that can score a few goals a season. But we wanted a guy that can score the goals.
But I'll end on this before Shane and the other comes in. It's very hard as a striker when we haven't got any wingers. And we haven't got any wingers.
Yeah.
Saka's not. Saka's form has dropped off.
And
we haven't got no left wingers. Trossard is he's had his day at Arsenal. That was before Christmas.
The thing is with Trossard, just quick before I come in with my other point as well. The thing is with Trossard, and I said this in Lee's chat when I was in there briefly, when he's having a good game, but when things aren't quite going for him, he can never just hold in a 6 out of 10 position game. He always has a real bad one.
But he's on
when
bad form.
Twisting the turns and that don't work. He's really bad, isn't he? He's not just he can't just ever stink out an average performance. He's always really poor, isn't he? And that's frustrating.
I just think with our left wingers, they're not 90-minute players. They're not players that you can rely on consistently game in, game out for 90
That's
minutes.
technically not his job, or shouldn't be in this Arsenal squad as well. To be fair to Trossard, he should be coming on with a different type of player.
It's more of
come
a
off
false
the bench.
nine.
Come off the bench. See if you can make something happen. 20 minutes, half hour. Martinelli's the same. I mean, Martinelli's really poor. So getting back to Gyokeres, it's very, very difficult when you've got Madueke, because all you need to do is stand him up, put him in two minds, and he don't know whether to stick or twist. Saka's not the player he was. And then on the left-hand side, you've got Martinelli and Trossard. You can flip a coin. Ed's Martinelli starts, tails Trossard starts. I mean, so we haven't really got that. Declan Rice ain't the most creative of midfield players. Zubimendi passes sideways. So Gyokeres, to get the goals he has in this Arsenal team, is an absolute fucking miracle,
and
to be honest.
Do you know what I was going to say as well about Gyokeres? The goals, I mean, he wanted them, obviously, but they were also the type of goals I think he needed. You know, and I don't mean scrappy goals. I don't mean a header. I don't mean a penalty. I mean a striker's finish, you know, outside the box. That's what you love to see, isn't it? That's what you pay your striker to do. Whack the ball in. Exactly. And the way he sets himself up and just uses his body, takes the right touch, opens himself up, puts the ball in for his second goal. It's what I want to see from Victor Gyokeres. You know, just that feeling of, all right, he's bearing down on goal. Sweet, we're going to score. And he needed that. And to sort of say a point I've said about Arsenal, hopefully, just for him now, we can get that run again. I know Shane, when he's absolutely right, and says, look, it's dependent on who's going to be playing around him, i.e. players returning from injury. And that is a massive problem for Victor Gyokeres. I just think, however, you know, hopefully confidence is a little bit higher for him. Hopefully he just is getting a little bit used to things a little bit more. And I'll tell you what, if we are to win this league, we've been missing a player that's going to come in and consistently score goals and get us that goal, because we haven't had a standout player going forward at all whatsoever, really. We've had okay performances in little purple patches. But do you know what? What a good thing for Victor Gyokeres, considering the first, say, 6 months. He comes in and smashes a winner here, gets a couple of goals there, and finishes the season strong. And them goals are the difference that ends up seeing us do this. That'd be fantastic. Do I expect that? No. You know,
and the thing about
put my mortgage on it.
He's a volume striker. So you know what I mean. You need lots of chances for him to score. I mean, yesterday he made his own. Do you know what I mean? Okay. You know, he gets the assist from Odegaard. The one time he decides to pass the ball forward.
It was the best assist I've ever seen.
And I think that's it.
He made Gyokeres do that. He did that pass.
He made him. He actually picked him up and went, "Oh, you stand there. I'm going to pass the ball there. You go." Right. But no, I mean, and I think just talking about the wingers, we ain't got. I mean, as I say, Madueke just twists himself up, so he's meant to be this out and out winger, but he just runs down blind alleys and just no end product. And then you've got the likes of Trossard. Again, he's so frustrating when he picks up that ball. He's not the quickest. So when he does go down the wing, he's always cutting back. He's almost like he has to beat another player, got to beat another player, got cut back. He doesn't think naturally to do it. When he does
when he's not on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he does do it, you're not expecting it. And then a goal comes through. But what I'm to say, if you're consistently doing that, get that ball in the box, keep them under pressure, put them under pressure. Same with Martinelli. Martinelli just he makes the wrong choices in terms of, you know, I mean, it's like, what are you doing? Why, you know, you're either running down blind alleys, run it out of play, or you're kicking it into the side netting. Get your head up, lay the ball across the field. Yeah. All the little basic things that wingers are supposed to do. And that's why I don't think we've got the wingers to supply the service to Gyokeres. Do you know what I'm saying? So for him, you know, he has to make it work for himself. Yeah, and sustain it.
Our attack all season's been poor, though. Our final third, our attack all season.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not the reason why we're... Our attack, let's be honest, our attack this season is not the reason why we're top of the league. It's
it's our defence.
Because as a unit, we've been defensively really,
it's our defence
Owen Gyokeres is.
But now we're starting to struggle. Owen Gyokeres and set piece.
But we have to remember as well that Arteta only let them attack in that game to relieve the pressure off himself. He might do it against Chelsea if he take the lead. He might go let them attack. But I promise you, by Brentford or by Brighton and beyond, we'll have more games where we're 1-0 up or 2-1 up. And you'll sit back and we'll let in a go. For me, that's a guaranteed to happen at least twice.
Just a question quickly, Shane. what you just said there about the fact that he allowed them to do it in the this game that just gone, right? So it's just a question. It's just either yay or nay, or what your thoughts on it. If he was to allow these guys to just play with the handbrake off for the rest of the season, do you think we stand? I know we still got. I'm not saying. Do you think we'll stand a slightly better chance? Or
Much better chance. Yeah.
That's what I just wanted to find out. Because, and that's the thing, because he will always go back to tie. That's the thing.
Always.
If only you would just say, like, you know what I mean? Please go and listen to Shane. Come on, Arteta.
I thought I had it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, wow.
I thought I had it, yeah. So you can sort of see here, like, what we're saying is the attack's not going to win this league. I know Victor's doing his best. This is all competitions, to be fair. It's the only thing I could quickly find that was, in the short space while it was still relevant. And so we got this. So, yeah, Gabriel Martinelli's numbers are significantly reduced. I think he's only got 1 or 2 in the league, isn't he? Something ridiculous like that.
In the league.
Is it one? Yeah. Yeah, so it's a bit frustrating thinking about it, this table. But either way, there's no real standout guy that's coming in and doing bits. And I suppose, I'm going to remove that. It doesn't really. I didn't realize it won the league. It doesn't really demonstrate how poor we have been domestically going forward. I'll try and find another one maybe if we've got a little bit of time. But it's been so underwhelming.
We can see it. It's the eye test. Anyone who knows football knows that our attack's been diabolical. Yeah. We don't play the best football in Europe like some fucking Lord Farquhar say. We don't play the best football. We don't attack with freedom. We don't always attack after we score a goal. We did in that game, but again, because people have started asking why in the press conference, why have we let in so many goals when we've taken the lead? Oh, guys, I will give them something, guys. He'll do it with Dowman. If we had a drawn or lost that game, Dowman would have come off the bench against Chelsea. If he was in any way fit, he would have put him on the bench to bring him on for 5 minutes or something, just to to win the crowd over. He knows what he's doing. If he somehow keeps to it, I'd be amazed. In fact, I wouldn't even be amazed because it's not going to happen. Within a couple of games, he'll go back to type, and we do have to look at it that we are. If City win their game in hand, like I said, and we have to assume they will because City are starting to find a bit of form. And if you're going against a team, you should always assume they're going to, so you can concentrate on yourself and go, we need to win. What if? And then you take your foot off the pedal. Will they be able to win more in a row than us? And that's what I keep coming back to. And I think 6 wins in a row. Can we do it? I don't think so. Can they do it? Probably not, but I have more hope, or not more hope. I have more belief that they could do it. That City could do it. Like I don't see us winning 6, 7 in a row. We haven't done it yet, by the way.
Well, these are our next few sort of fixtures up to match day 35. I had it set up, so while you were saying that, Shane, I might as well help that out with your point. You got Chelsea at home. I mean, I think we should be winning the vast majority, if not all of these. However, it don't work like that. We've seen this team shit their pants in so many different stages of this season. We've seen him do it in August. We've seen him doing it in December. And the last 2 months. We've been playing like it's March, April, and May, for crying out loud. We've been shitting the bed in January, for crying out loud. Come on, man. So, these games do look a lot harder than they should be. And that's lack of trust in our own manager, obviously. We've got Chelsea at home. That's not going to be too easy. You don't know what I always say. You don't know what Chelsea are going to turn up. And then they got a new manager now. But you just still don't know. Look, are they going to do you 5-0 or are they going to lose 5-0? It's a roll of the dice for them. And Brighton away, it's double tricky. We've been shit at home or struggled with Everton at home for a few seasons now. And Bournemouth. These are obviously before the Manchester City game. These aren't gimmies. They aren't gimmies. And I'll tell you what I wouldn't mind if we was to get that 5-game winning sort of streak that me and all of us are a little bit pessimistic of getting, because it would be taking that form into the Manchester City game. So, if we did manage to get a nice little cheeky 2-0 win at home at Chelsea and then followed that up by a stinky bastard of a 1-0 or a 2-1 win at Brighton, couldn't give a toss. Sweet. That's 3 in a row. Everton, get your 1-0 or your 2-0. I'd rather more, of course I would, but let's be realistic. Just get a little 2-0 if you can do. Cool. Bournemouth will be tight as well if it might be a 1 or 2 goal scoreline. So if you can get that sort of thing over the line with a good performance here or there, you know what I mean? I want it all the time. I don't expect it all the time, is why I'm saying that. And get yourself into that Man City game, not only of winning your own with all the games, so you're in good form. But maybe they've dropped 1 point, a couple of points in between that run, and there's a whole different dynamic on it. What I don't want to see is the also as realistic or the other way where we draw against Chelsea. Or maybe we beat Chelsea and, like Shane said earlier, we draw at Brighton, which makes the Everton game a struggle. Do you know what I mean? And then Man City have gone ahead of us on goal difference by that game. Totally fucking different dynamic. Arteta then can't go there and shit the bed when they're already in front. You know, it's all sort of hinges. And Shane, yeah, we've been saying it. Pull a run together. Pull a run together and then don't get beat by Manchester City. You'll do all right.
How many of those home games do you think we win?
It's hard to tell, Norms. When you add in the pressure and stuff like that, when you add in the way we are on run-ins, when you add in the Champions League games in between and stuff like that, it could be we could win all of them, or you could end up drawing with Everton or Brighton.
I think more. I think that's what I'm thinking more. I don't think it's about us losing. I think probably game
draws.
Obviously, yeah, it's the draws. That's the thing I'm sort of looking at. And it's where that pressure does tell, and I think that's where we're going to get let down. It's our home games where we're going to end up drawing a lot of games. You're looking at that. You're looking at that because, as you said, DJB earlier on, if you've got a gap of 12 points going into these games, right? You're going to go in with there's going to be that kind of freedom. You can you know this, the pressure's not on you because you've got that 12-point buffer. So you're going to go in these games with a different mentality. All of a sudden now, the gap's gone down to 5 with them having a game in hand. That brings it down to 2 points. And now all of a sudden, Arsenal do not do well when it comes to pressure. Yeah. So a lot of the game, classic example, we just saw the Wolves game.
Yeah. And you got Champions League. You got a tricky Champions League mixed in with that, which could be Dortmund or Leverkusen in mixed in with that.
Didn't we draw most of, if not all of them fixtures last year? The ones that you got home. I don't know why my brain's scattering me around 2 seasons. I can't bloody think.
Newcastle.
We drew with Chelsea, didn't we?
Warner format. Did we lose?
We lost. Yeah.
Newcastle was at the end of the season, wasn't it again? So I'm sure we drew that one. I'm sure that was a stinker.
Everton was poor. That was 0-0, wasn't it? Yeah. Really poor.
I can't think. My brain's fluttering.
We had a final against City as well in between that.
14 draws last season.
Yeah. Chelsea was a draw as well, wasn't it? Really poor game.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, and like Shane said as well, add to the fact that only in the last year we've not been able to beat these sides in the same corresponding fixtures last year. Also add that title pressure into it. Look at the way we played at home recently. I mean, against the likes of Wolves and the Brentford game we was at. All right, we got it over the line, but it was horrendous. Put that on match day 32. Do you know what I mean? When you haven't got points to splurge, when you've got Man City or whatever coming up, it's a totally different dynamic. Yeah. As soon as the little dial goes up to pressure settings 1, you can see all of them vibrate. You get that David Rayas and the Gabriel Magalhaes going, well, I don't really know what to do. Are you dealing with it? Am I dealing with it? Oh, yeah, we'll just concede a fucking goal, shall we?
This is what I said earlier in the stream.
Your pants, you're fucking fully grown men.
In the stream, when you got players on fatigue, when you got players that are running on empty, when you've had players that have gone to their max season week in, week out, like Timber has, Rice has, Zubimendi has, and Gabriel has, and all these players have played so many minutes under high-pressured games. And then you throw in Champions League away first leg game in with that. Because he can't rest players in that. No. We've had the luxury, because we took care of business in the Champions League, which this is the difference. We took care of business in the Champions League. We then could relax and rotate, and the pressure was off because we'd done our business early doors. If we'd have done the same thing in the Premier League, we could be rotating against Brighton away. Yeah. We could rest a few players if we were 10 points clear and stuff like that, and still get a game out of it. But we haven't done that now. So now every single game that we play now, what you see on the screen is a cup final. Every single one. There is no room for error. None will, because as soon as we slip up, City will capitalise.
Yeah, and that's not
they're in that mood.
There is an actual cup final as well against City, who could.
And there's an actual cup final.
What happens if they slap us, right? And also, You look at all them, and when you put in the Champions League games and the FA Cup and the League Cup final, right? Then you have to think one of Gabriel. What if one of them drops? What if Rice drops? And look at all these players in the red.
Yeah,
A couple of them will drop, but we're getting injuries every week. You know what I mean? And City aren't anymore because they've rotated. So I just say, like, I still think, I said it before the Spurs game that the season's going to implode now. My mind hasn't changed on that. When I say implode, we're not going to lose 6 games in a row. I mean, we're going to draw a couple here and there and maybe lose one that we shouldn't lose. But if we draw one and lose one that we shouldn't lose and draw one more out of all the last league games, the last 10, so that's only 3 games, do you really think City aren't going to capitalise on that? That they're not going to capitalise on what? 7 drop points? Come on, man. I mean, we're living in dreamland if we think that, and we're going to get it. It looks fine there. Oh, look at all the home games. Yeah. And then you'd be turning around going, I can't believe we drew 1-1 with Everton at home, say. And then you go, well, there's one of the draws. There's one of the draws. Oh, God. And then we have to go away to City. And for me, I just see, now City could go lose. The Leeds away is rock hard for them on Saturday, by the way. Rock hard game. They could go there. Leeds could easily pin them back. Leeds will have periods in that game where they're pinning City back. You can
they did it at the Etihad in the second half.
Exactly. So there will be periods. But no, big up. Sorry, yeah, I forgot to say. Yeah, the Marbella thing. Sorry, it's in the show. I did say. Yeah, I was in Marbella in like 2005-ish. The first holiday I had with my missus, and it was in it was so expensive over there, by the way. But was in a nightclub with her and this other bloke that she knew and his missus, and Darren Anderton was there, and I was going, no way, Darren Anderton. And I walked up and I said, listen, mate, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I come in peace. I said, even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I have to say you're a great player. And he goes, oh, piss off, mate. And I went, right, fuck you then, sick note. Yeah. So I went, oh, fuck you then, sick note. I was only trying to be nice. Then all his mates were, and it was all sort of grabby, and then I was escorted out, of course. But yeah. That's when I nearly got in a scrap at Darren Anderton, man, over in Marbella years back. I was trying to be nice to him.
He was one lucky ducky.
Yeah, nice. Fuck off. You go, yeah, fuck off, you cunt, or something like that. I said, Jesus Christ, I'm only trying to talk to you.
Where was Glenn Hill then? Where was Glenn?
He had my back. He was steaming in as well, man. Glenn was steaming in. He was the other guy.
He was clearing the rest of them.
Man, you know what I mean? And Tony was there as well, man. Tom, my other mate, Tony.
Yeah, he was taking all the pints off everyone. Stop drinking. Yeah. Come on, you're acting irresponsible.
But yeah, no, there was no punches thrown. It was just a sort of his mates.
Well, Shane, I didn't really have the same luxury because I was in Menorca once and sitting around the pool and everything else, and his sister at the time, or his sister-in-law, or aunt, or someone owned an apartment on the complex where we were staying, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, this guy's messing around with a football, and it's hit me in the side of the head, and I've just gone to go, oi, mind that what you're doing with the ball, and as I've looked up, it's Vinnie Jones.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Nice. And I thought to myself, no, it's all right. You're
right. It's all right, Vinny.
Didn't fancy a squeeze on the old bollocks and stepping up to Vinny, no?
He come and shook my hand. And we had a little, yeah.
He didn't think it was Paul Gascoigne or anything. Like, he didn't think it was Paul
Gascoigne. It was a few years ago because he was playing for Wimbledon at the time. So,
yeah. What a player, by the way. Very underrated player.
You'll enjoy this one, yeah. In 2000, and I think it must have been around 2008, I was in Magaluf, yeah, with a few of the lads on a lads' holiday. And we was in a club called BCM, and I went to a bar, and Franny Jeffers was there, yeah? Obviously, he was washed up one man. I was like, Franny Jeffers, someone else, how you doing? He turned and went, la, 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 la. He was so pissed, he couldn't even talk.
I bet he missed his pint off the bar, didn't he?
I was like, yes, Franny, go on.
I also had a game of headies with
like that, Aaron. I watched him. He was terrible, man.
I also had a game of headies with Paul McGrath.
Oh,
he was doing an interview for a radio station in Bray, and my mates played for the Bray Wanderers youth team, and they were allowed to bring one person. There was 3 of us there, and he was outside. Yeah, we brought a ball and just had a game before phones. You could have recorded it, but I had a game of headies with him. He was a lovely bloke, Paul. What a legend, man.
Yeah, classic British hot spots as well. Rob,
yeah.
You know how we do. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah. We run them parts. No, man. It's just like I said. Just that's quite cool. I like that, man. Having a little chat about that. But yeah, just quickly back to this. Do you reckon in between this period, obviously, there'll only be 3 left?
He's frozen up.
He's frozen up. Yeah.
They've got him.
They've got him.
They got him.
He's been
But
muted.
yeah, but when I'm looking at that, guys, on paper you go, yeah, win. But we've been here. We've been here.
Do you know
before.
what, Shane?
Many times.
I was just going to say, I
Do you
can't
reckon
call
it
now.
could?
You're cutting in and out, Aaron.
Am I
You
back?
froze and then you're cutting out.
Now
Am
you're
I back?
Now you're
back.
back.
The
Yeah,
mutants
yeah.
must not have liked my funny Jeffer story. Jesus Christ, it wasn't that bad,
You
was
looked
it?
it looked like you were
Fucking
nothing there for about a minute.
Yeah, I just can't be. I confidently can't really call anything. I can say we should. I can say we should. Like we should beat Bournemouth at home.
We should beat Wolves away though as well.
We should beat Everton at home. Newcastle at home, I think that's going to be a draw. We should beat Fulham at home. Right. I'm saying we should, but after what I saw at Brentford, after what I saw at Wolves, I can't be confident. And as I said, we haven't. Again, we've gone into another season, Aaron, where I've not come out the Emirates thinking, "Wow, what have I just seen there? What football have I just seen there? What have I just witnessed?" I've come out the Emirates going, "That was all right. We've nicked it." I've not come out excited, and it's another season. I felt like that, I felt it last season. I'm feeling it this season. So I can't really say I'm full of confidence. I think the Chelsea game would be a draw. I don't think I think it'll be similar to the Carabao Cup semi-final. I don't think there'll be a lot in it. I think that'll be a draw, and I think Brighton away Wednesday night midweek game. Like the Brentford.
You not think he'll set up a little bit different though, Rossini, as it's not in the cup semi-final? I mean, he's set up terribly as well for that, by the way. But
I think he's gonna have Cole Palmer back when Reece James is back. They'll have a full squad.
Yeah,
they'd be hungry for that. They could
get a draw. They could easily get a draw.
I think they'll nick a draw, and then Brighton.
I don't know if they will, but they could. They could easily. We could be sitting here next week going, "Fucking why'd I get my hopes up?"
I think Brighton away midweek. Wednesday, they got a win. They got a win last week to ease the pressure for relegation. One more win, and they know they're pretty much safe. So
I'll be surprised if we get 2 wins from these next 2 games. If we do, I'll be a little bit more confident. Obviously, because you got the win, but you know what I'm saying for the longer haul. I wouldn't expect us to do that. So if we can go there and get 6 out of that, fair dues. That's what you need to do, though.
What I'm going to do, Aaron, anyone that comes in the chat, that wants wants to reach for the stars, I'm going to make out I'm on AFTV now. Yeah, we're going to do Chelsea 4-5-0, no problem. Brighton, we'll smash them, no problem at all. I reckon Gyokeres will get a hat-trick there. That'd be 3-0. Everton at home, I can't see us losing a game, Aaron. I can't see us losing a game. No. This manager's an absolute genius.
It looks
City away, they're washed. City are washed.
They're washed. Everton are washed. Moisey shouldn't even be at the club. Bournemouth, well, they're a Division 2 team. I don't even know what they're doing in the Premier League. Absolutely disgusting. We'll smash them. Man City, I think Pep's lost it. They're not the City of old. They're not the City of old. So I think, they're done now.
That's
they've
5-0 in it.
I fancy us going there and getting 3. I reckon. Yeah. Newcastle at home.
That's quite negative, DJ. I think we'll get 4 or 5.
Yeah, no. Newcastle at home. They'll be on the beach. I think we'll win there.
Yeah. We've already beaten
Eddie Howe, terrible manager. How can they turn around and say he's the next England manager? I don't know.
Fulham will have nothing to play for, so
Fulham haven't beaten us away from home since Don Revy.
Fulham. So that's what I'm saying. So we could talk our other channels,
But we don't have to go to the Molyneux again.
I'm just being facetious, guys. I'm just being facetious.
Thank God we don't have to play them again at all.
But the real world, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I think Chelsea will get a draw, and I think we could get turned over at Brighton.
Yeah, just quickly, if I don't have anyone else got in, Shane does need to go.
I do.
Like an absolute geezer, he's come on, not feeling 100%, but he still came on anyway, giving us a bit of time, giving you a bit of content as well. We're all double grateful for that. And I'm assuming it's not going to stop you back from doing the full Irish at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Nothing will put you down for that show, bro.
I have to get the treat. No, look, I'm not as bad as I was the other 2 days. I was just all done up on
You
in
feel
Eurofin and
better,
all.
matey.
Float, man.
That's you and-
No, it's the tail end of it now. It's the tail end of it now. It's
You
just
and Southern Gooner are out the game. This Matty's
yeah,
struggling
Matty's
as well.
been in as well, man.
Oh,
I'm telling you. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'll be
look.
back tomorrow morning. We're coming
See?
up to Thursday is 1 year. The channel's 1 year old,
Yay.
which just so happens to land on the 300 show. So
Wow.
we'll be doing for the
Giveaway.
300. We'll be giving away the.
Is it
Arsenal
Martin
jersey I've got
Odegaard
my
shirt? Is
missus.
it Martin Odegaard shirt?
No, that's for the 365. I'll give away the fabled Martin Odegaard shirt. I was saying that to my missus today. She's like, I still can't believe it.
What you giving away?
I have an Arsenal. I got my missus an Arsenal jersey for Christmas. It's a small, and she's not fond of it, so I just said I'll give it away. It's still got the tags and all, and I lost the receipt, so I'll give that away on Thursday, and then I'll give away
the one unlucky winner.
But she put the fabled Odegaard shirt that she bought me a couple of years ago. That I just said she just handed it to me and said, "Sorry, baby, there's just no way I'm ever wearing that." Like, and she, okay, fair enough. So I told people in the chat about it. I can't believe Mrs. Gooner did that, but I'll give that away because it's the fabled. But that'll be 365. But yeah, no, I'll be back.
Retro show tomorrow, Shane.
Retro show tomorrow as well.
Channel's birthday.
Yeah, retro show tomorrow. Looking forward to it. And yeah, no, look, big up for having me on, man. I just need to have another hot lemon drink and hit the bed. But I'll talk to you later. Big up to the chat as well. Make sure that you're subbing and liking as well, doing all of that good stuff. Keep the channels growing. As Nord said, we need to keep these channels building up because if this all falls apart this season, you're going to need us to get this manager out. But more like this later, people.
Take it easy, bro.
Take it easy, bro. Feel better soon, bro.
Take it easy.
Oh yeah, big up the Shane Gula, man.
Big up the Shane, man.
Every single time. Norms, while I cut out, I wasn't sure if you'd had your sort of say on this or not. So I didn't want to.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe basically.
Yeah, I mean, look, I could go top Gooner if you want. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, look, I think, look, I'm
please all the fans.
I think the whole listen, it's not an echo chamber. I mean, I know DJ Reed said that he thinks we'll get a draw. I think we'll beat Chelsea. I think Brighton will be tricky. I think we'll probably end up drawing there. I think we'll beat Everton. I think we'll beat Bournemouth. Man City, I think we'll lose that game. Newcastle, I think we might draw that game. And I think Fulham will win that game.
Yeah. Do you know? And do you know what? As well as obviously we can't see it in this. It all depends, as well as previously stated, who we got in the Champions League, where it is
in between.
Other said fixtures, a cup final in there, sort of somewhere. You know, so that might sort of be even more. You might end up, say, going to Brighton and Hove Albion away with having lost Gabriel and Rice, God forbid. Do you know what I mean? So it's obviously all going to be circumstantial to the day. However, you know what we sort of look at it from fans. How I look at things like this is I'm sort of thinking, all right, Chelsea, I reckon we will sneak a win there. It's the Brighton game of the two. I'm sort of more real cautious about. I remember there was 2-3 seasons back. We went there. I think we beat them like 5-2 or 5-3 in the end. But we started the game like on absolute fire. And I think we might have even went 3 or 4-1 up or something like that. And then we give away a couple of silly goals at the end. Martin Odegaard done an insane through ball. It was probably the last time he's ever done one. That was 2.5 seasons ago, people. But yeah, like other than that, it's been a bit dismal reading when we go away to Brighton. If we can win at home to Chelsea and step up and whatever performance it takes, go and get 3 points at Brighton. I will be a little bit more confident for that Everton game. I'll go there, right, look, that's the third win on the trot for these boys in the Premier League now. You know, that little 5-6 game winning streak we're on about, the team does it, we'll probably win it. Hello, go and fucking take Everton apart at home. And I know it's easier said than done. But, you know, when you've won 3 games, Everton at home is a little bit more confident. The fans are a little bit less nervy. Do you know what I mean? I'm usually sat at the end front of my seat, leaning over, biting my nails. We're going in there on good form. I'm a little bit more sat back and chilled because I'm in a good way with the team. I'm not deluded with the team, but I'm like, yeah, we're actually in good form. Let's just get to that. Let's just keep that momentum going. And we hopefully have started it at that Spurs game. Now, I'm not saying that was such a performance that it was the tide turner. That is it. But if we can just go, look, we scored 4 goals. We beat our rivals away. We stopped the fucking silliness, rots and crap performances of Wolves and the Brentfords. Do you know what I mean? And now let's fucking build something. You only do that with 3 points, boys. So if we can do that, I actually think we'll draw, because everything I just said is what I want and not what Arteta will do. And I've got 6 years of history proving that that's probably what's going to happen. Not because I'm a negative wanker, because historical facts tell me that's the likelihood of it happening. You know, and then Everton and Bournemouth, I see crappy performances, but I do see 2 wins there. And it's the Man City one, man. All context again. How do we go into the game? What points do we have going into the game? Did we win the cup final? We won that. That's going to be the dynamic of that game. Literally, you can't even say about it now, because we don't know whether it'll be 5 points ahead. We don't know whether they'll be 2 points ahead. We don't know if they've just smashed us in the Carabao Cup final. That's a fucking interesting one for sure, man. I think they'll go into it a bit more confident though than us, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I'm just looking at Everton's. I mean, their away record.
Sorry.
You know, I mean, just looking at the last sort of seasons. I mean, they lost to us, drew with us in 2025. Another draw in 2024, and then they lost to us in 2024, the first half of that season. 2023, they lost to us in that. So the London teams, but as I say, when Mikel Arteta is involved, you know, things don't always put in the parallel universe, guys, or a universe. All I would want is for that parallel universe to just prove me that's in the parallel universe. It's just if we just had that buffer, but we've thrown it away. We've thrown it away, and now we're in this situation where we're just.
I think the problem is, Chelsea are going for a fourth spot, especially the Man United winning tonight has not helped situation with that, because Man United now are 3 points ahead of Chelsea.
Yeah.
If Man United have slipped up tonight, then so Chelsea now are thinking, right, we've got to go to Arsenal and get something from that game.
Yeah.
Right. So that's going to put a different edge on it. So what you have to look at when you're predicting this time of the season and Arsenal is when teams come at us and overload us and get through our midfield and everything else, we tend to find it very, very, very difficult when we're pegged in. So Chelsea will have their moments, and it's how we deal with those moments, you know. So Chelsea now, look, with Man United,
good league form as well. I know 2 draws.
This manager hasn't lost. This manager hasn't lost a league game since he's been there. So that Chelsea game, that's why I said that. That's why I've earmarked it down as a draw. And then if you go into the next game, which is what is it, Bournemouth away again, Aaron?
It was Brighton and Hove.
Brighton away. So if Brighton win that, I'll give you an example. If Brighton win that, they go from 10th to potentially being in the top 10, top half of the table. Newcastle again, they'll be looking to climb the table to try and get into Europe.
Yeah, they want Europe, didn't they? At St James's Park.
Champions League, no, but they can get into the Europa League, which is what they're going to go for. So what I'm trying to say, all the teams we're playing on paper, yes, we should win. But a lot of these teams have got something to play for. And if you go further down the line...
down the table, do you want me to get it back?
No. But if you go to West Ham, for example, which is another fixture away, they might need to win that to stay in the Premier League. So they're going to have something on that game. So what I'm trying to say is you've got the added pressure that every single one of these clubs
got something to play for.
Fulham, if Fulham go on a run, they could get into Europe. Look where Fulham are. They're only 3 points off of what, 7th? Fulham.
Yeah, let's have a little look.
Fulham.
Right. So if they go on a run, they could get into Europe. Bournemouth, imagine Bournemouth getting into Europe. That's massive for Bournemouth Football Club.
Yeah, they're only 2 points. They're only 2 points off Brentford.
So I know you're saying Bournemouth, but Bournemouth are thinking, hang on a minute, we go and get a point at the Emirates and then go and win our next game. Massive.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say, all these clubs we are playing, have all got something to play for. Chelsea, Everton can still get into Europe. Bournemouth can get into Europe. Brighton can get in the top half of the table, and Chelsea are going for fourth. So none of these games are a gimme. They're all hard games.
Yeah.
We've got players that are.
Yeah, I don't think none of the games that I've said will win. I don't think it's going to be like a walk in the park, but I think it's going to be a hard fought win. But as I say, that could flip. As I say, that could end up.
Yeah.
You know, a shot. You could get a shot. You know, look what happened with West Ham. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
we can't be having that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't deserve to win the league if you're so good, and with all the other variables that we factored in. If you're getting results like that, you don't deserve to win the league.
Yeah,
you don't.
And not only
I'm
that,
sorry.
Aaron, not only that, Aaron, we can't go into these fixtures with players deciding when they're going to turn up and play. You can't have players balling out against Spurs who are crap.
That's the thing.
And then turn up against Chelsea and play give us a 6 out of 10. Every single Trossard and Martinelli on the left are balling out on 6 out of 10s at the moment.
Yeah.
Saka's. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to have players on 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10s game in and games out going into these games. You can't.
As well, it's why, you know, when you're looking at that player and what we sort of touched on it earlier and what I said about Victor Gyokeres, you think he probably looks like the only guy now, in terms of obviously going forward, who that could, you know, start chipping in with them match-winning goals now. You know, I'm not saying that he will, and I'm not. I've not always scored 2 goals against thinking now my head's gone. But when you look at it, he's had a good 2026 so far. You know, I think he's got like 6 and 8 or 8 and 10 or something like that. He's on good form, is what I'm saying. And you know, if Arsenal are to have a good chance of that, but if any player's gonna come up and step up and go, do you know what? We're getting too many fucking draws, boys. Let's turn these draws into wins. Let's get them extra 2 points. And it's going to be my goal that does it. Yeah. And it's only looking like it's going to be Gyokeres, because I can't see Saka's form coming back to the match winner that was saving us game after game, season after season prior to injury.
Where the goals are
Martinelli and Odegaard ain't them guys anymore, and they haven't been for a long time. So if there's only one guy with a trajectory going up that way, that's going to do it for us.
Yeah. And you would hope that with that trajectory that he's dragging them up with him. Do you know what I mean? You would hope that these players would go, well, hang on a minute, he's banging, right? We need to step our game up. And the thing is, and I think you said it before, DJB, on your show, that we don't even have a gear. It's not like we've even got a gear to go up another level.
No,
you know what I mean? And that's the worrying thing. Whereas like Man City, it's like,
they don't give me that impression. They give me that impression against poor teams like Wigan. No disrespect to them. Spurs, who were rubbish. Like, you know, you don't have to. What I'm saying is they didn't have to step up that year. Because the opposition didn't have to get out of that second line against Wolves when Wolves got back to 2-2, or when Wolves got another gear. And that's what worries. If we're going to lose this league, it's because of Arsenal, not because of what they can probably go on a run and think, oh, hang on a minute.
We got.
It's not whether Arsenal are good enough. It's Arsenal pressing the self-destruct button that I think. If he sets up against Chelsea and he puts Eze on the bench.
Oh, my God.
And
Havertz is going to be fit for that game, I read. Was he going straight back in midfield?
Or he decides to play Madwake on the right. And as I said, the left side bothers me because Martinelli and Trossard.
Well, the right side bothering me and all, though.
That's the weak side. And defensively, when we're under pressure, and I've been saying it all season, he's not a dig at the player. I think the player is a good player, but defensively, under pressure, I just feel that Zubimendi is found wanting. And that is what worries me.
If you took away, if you looked at Zubimendi, sorry, Noms, if you took had a look at Zubimendi, and you took away all the defensive part of his game, you go, decent player there you've got, isn't you? The problem is where we're putting him, and then factoring in what he does do defensively, it's hard to unsee, isn't it? So for all he does do good going forward, you always just got to unfortunately counter it with, but fuck me, he's a bit of a liability at the 6, isn't he?
I mean, as a manager, I'll be looking at his best attributes, and for me, every time I've seen him in a more advanced position, he's made things happen. playing those through balls, scoring goals. Do you know what I mean? Look, Arteta did the same thing with Granit Xhaka. He said, right, stay away from the box.
Yeah.
Get forward, done your business. 22-23 season, fantastic season. So I think he got 7-8 goals. Yeah, he was brilliant, overlapping as that left-sided 8. So I think they, in a situation like, because you've got Norgard just sitting there, a sensible buy, warming the bench, and you evidently don't trust this guy. When every time he has come on, whether it be in the cup games or very limited minutes in the Premier League, which is very far and few between 33 minutes, he's done okay. I've not sort of gone, oh my God, what are you doing? What we have said, and DJB has always said this, is that Zubimendi is not an upgrade on Thomas Partey, okay? And if you lose the likes of Declan Rice or Zubimendi, then you are falling on Norgard, What we're saying is that if in an ideal world, if everything had worked out with Thomas Partey and everything, maybe we would have kept Thomas Partey
for the season.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Keep him for a season, bring in Zubi, get him to get used to the whatever.
Yeah.
Then, Bob's your uncle, everything's all good.
Yeah.
But
that's how you transition players.
That's how you transition the player into there. And you've got people saying he's a world-class player. How many times has he folded when he's been pressed?
Come on.
Yeah. How many times have we seen it?
If he was defensively even just okay, as apart from terrible, he wouldn't be world-class. He still wouldn't be. And that's if he was defensively okay. But he's not defensively okay. He's not even remotely okay. And you said a point about, it's sort of attacks and things like that. If you said to any football player, fan, manager, and said, Zubimendi, name his 3 strengths, none of them would be defensive. None of them. He said, what's the 3 things he's best at? No one's saying anything defensive. Say no more.
Yeah.
And even if he does, he gives away his stupid fouls.
Yeah, but this is what I've been saying it all season. I've been saying it all season, and people are saying to me, "Oh, you got it in for Zubimendi. You don't rate Zubimendi." I do, but in an 8. Put him in an 8. See, the problem is with Arsenal, right? That a lot of people don't realise is when the good Chelsea teams won leagues and Champions League, they had players in the centre of midfield scoring 12, 14 goals a season.
Yeah.
I love Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a brilliant, brilliant player. Last couple of games, he's been under par because he's absolutely knackered.
Yep.
But you're not going to get 12, 14 goals from Declan Rice from the centre of midfield.
No,
you're just not.
But you might get 10, 11 goals from Zubimendi from centre midfield, playing him in the 8.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say.
He's got an eye for goal.
All teams that win leagues consistently, you'll always have that one denominator, and that is that they will always have a midfield player from a central position.
Classic example, Frank Lampard. Look at Frank Lampard.
Chips in with 10, 11, 12 goals a season. Yeah. We haven't got that. And this is one thing that I've always said about Arsenal Football Club in recent years. We have never, in all the signings we've done, we still haven't addressed an absolute goal scorer in the middle of midfield. We've got people that can retain the ball. We've got people that can knock the ball from sideways. We've got people that can drive.
We had probably Ramsey, wasn't he? And even he, because of injuries and things.
When was our last goal scorer from the centre of midfield?
Probably was Ramsey.
Exactly.
I don't think Jack hit the double figures. I think Ramsey had that one season, didn't he, where he was just having an absolute blind.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably Ramsey.
So this is what I'm saying. So this is why I keep trying to say, why don't we then put Zubimendi at the 8, and he could be our answer to kind of scoring goals. He could be our Frank Lampard, if you like. Won't be as good as Frank Lampard, nowhere near it. But
even if they could work a double pivot, him and Rice, and just chip him 5 each or something.
Yeah.
Share the load by community, do something.
Or
take the weight
the
of the defensive side of
full house, or the absolute full house, Aaron. Why don't you turn Lewis Skelly into our attacking midfield player from midfield that can drive forward and allow Declan Rice and Zubimendi to sit in there to allow Skelly to have a free run and score goals?
Yeah,
he's got.
You've
In
got
an ideal world.
you've got a solid defense, and you've got two holding
Yeah.
midfielders there. Solid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More say Decklers than Zubi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
Yeah, you can have him at
Norgard.
the double
Can you
base,
imagine
though,
a
couldn't you?
Norgard
Yeah.
and a? I mean, listen, they're both units,
Yeah.
Decklers and Norgard. Yeah. Just saying.
See, I would
He
say
doesn't get just in terms of
Eze
road-
could be a double-figure scorer,
yeah,
but
yeah.
unfortunately, he will only play him in certain games. He doesn't
Yeah,
trust
that's
him.
the thing, innit?
He don't trust him. If you was to give this manager 3 midfield players who's your first choice, Eze ain't going to be one of them. It'd be
No.
Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and he'd probably go, Havertz, Odegaard.
Yeah, Havertz now fit. It
He's
screws him
now-
in if
he's
he
now like,
couldn't squeeze him in
"Oh, I
anywhere.
don't know. I don't know."
Yeah,
Get
the
him in
problem
there.
is
I don't know.
does he do the thing and go back to putting Havertz in that 10? And we've got up front. Do you know what I mean? I'm just thinking, whilst everything is going good with Eze and you saw it in that game, yeah, Spurs were absolutely useless. But these guys are going to go into the next game confident, yeah? They're going to have a bit of confidence going to that next game. And that's why I'm surprised. The Wigan game, yeah? Played brilliant in that Wigan game, Eze, yeah? And then you drop him for the next one. This is
Can
what he
you
does.
imagine how they're feeling, Norms? Can
Yeah.
you imagine, right? If he does rotate it, or if he does change that system going into that Chelsea game and he don't play Eze, if you're Eze sitting in that dressing room, can you imagine? You've had all that euphoria of how you're feeling against Spurs, and if now you're suddenly been benched against Chelsea,
Bang, right back down to earth.
What message does that send to everyone? No, it don't matter how good you play. It's not good enough. It ain't going to happen. So, like, say for me at work, if my boss said to me, "Do you know what, Aaron? It don't really matter how well you perform, mate. You're never going to get a promotion here." I'll be like, "Sweet. I'm just going to do the bare minimal for the rest of my time here. Then, thank you."
that's it.
Right,
I'll do the
it's
bare
just being
minimal, and when the
motivated from the-
opportunity comes, I'll F off.
From the head,
Yeah.
innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Because Eze must be going into that game and thinking, "Oh, could you imagine if I scored a hat trick or a couple of goals again and didn't play?" And he's probably like, "Yeah, actually, I probably can." It's already
Yeah.
deflating.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
deflating mindset, and a
And
manager
then,
shouldn't
but
be
I'm
doing
saying,
it
then you
like
have
that.
players that are playing terrible and they still play on and play on
Yeah,
and play
it's-
on. And it's only pressure.
baffling
It's
from
only
all
pressure from
angles.
the fan base. It's only pressure from the fan base. Why this whole thing with Odegaard? Because obviously he's just been hooked how many times you can think of. Do you know what I mean? And I think the pressure started. It was coming from the fans. It was, and even some of the top fans were starting to talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the pundits were saying, and all of a sudden, well, Arteta's hearing all this. He's thinking, hang on a minute, I better pull him out of the limelight. Say he's probably injured and whatnot. We don't know the story behind it. We're hearing that he's falling out with Arteta and whatever.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if he does end up leaving, which I'll be opening it up the door. Do you know what I mean? Make sure it doesn't hit you on the way out.
Yeah,
And
Toodaloo.
you probably end up going maybe Man United, maybe one of the clubs abroad. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
do you know
yeah.
what? Certain games, like, I mean, let's take the home game against Bournemouth, right? Why can't he just he could play Declan Rice in the 6. He could play Odegaard and Eze. He could play Odegaard in the 8, Eze in the 10. Jesus on the left.
He's too scared for that, though. He's too. He's
Can you
too
imagine?
Yeah.
Because Martinelli and Trossard ain't doing it on the left. He's been playing Jesus. He likes Jesus. Okay, put Jesus on the left.
Yeah.
Gyokeres up in the middle. Saka on the right. Eze and Odegaard. Eze in the 10. Odegaard in the 8. Declan Rice in the 6.
Man City had been doing it for years, mate. Playing
Like what
with
Man
similar
City
that
done
with two more
against.
of attacking.
Look what he done against Newcastle.
Yep.
He put O'Reilly on the left, and he put Semenyo in the middle. Do you know what I mean?
Changed it up.
Changed it up, and
Yeah.
he had Mamouche
That's the
out
problem. That's the problem with
Yeah.
Arteta. He just won't deviate from what he knows, and you can see him on the sidelines when it does go wrong. He's like,
Yeah.
looking over.
He becomes super predictable, and when Plan A don't work, he's like,
And
"Fuck,
that's why I
I'm not
said
good enough
he's
to have a Plan B."
Yeah,
He's
that's it.
reverted back to what he knows, and he done
That's-
that against Tottenham. He got out of jail against Tottenham because Tottenham are absolutely shit.
Oh yeah, they are toilet. Like that might
Worst
have
team
been
I've seen
one
this
of the
season.
worst team performances I've seen in the Premier League.
No, this is the worst team I've seen this
Probably
season. I've
a
seen
long
Wolves at the
time.
Emirates. They weren't as bad as Tottenham.
They deserve to be relegated.
I've seen Tottenham
like,
twice. this
they
season.
deserve to. They're that
Yeah,
bad.
I've seen Tottenham
Right.
twice this season. At the Emirates, they were poor poor at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Offered nothing, and I saw them. As I
How
said,
did we concede twice to them for crying out loud, man? I mean, that's
don't know, mate.
disappointing, really, isn't it? When you take our entitled trophy out.
Bit of a banger. Their goal at the Emirates was a good goal, apparently, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't have been a good goal if David Raya weren't playing central attacking midfield.
Yeah, and
for that
Zubimendi
goal,
was
do you know
just
what I
like,
mean?
"What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
The number 10 on, he drew a 0 on the back of his shirt.
Yeah,
He? Oh,
the North
just
London
David.
derby is just not the same, man. One came on my timeline the other day where I think it was when we beat them at their ground 5-3. That was fantastic. You know, we went 1-0 down.
Yeah. Didn't we do it 2 seasons in the trot? That 5-3 at the Emirates,
yeah.
we did, didn't we? I mean, yeah. Sorry to cut you.
I mean, but you know what I mean. It's not the same. You know what I mean. And this Tottenham side, they are honestly, mate. Yeah.
Mate, like I said, when I was speaking to my mates, I didn't even. Well, I never throw the chest about Arsenal win the league, so I don't think they will still. But like we was just talking about Tottenham, and when I spoke to them, I was just like, mate, like I actually feel quite bad bantering you two. Now it's like you're my mates, and I like you're already going through the pain. Like, just have a good day at work, I guess, and I'll catch you later. It was just like, wow, I actually start feeling a bit sorry for them. Like, that's how shit they were. That I'm just like, do you know what? I'm not even going to banter you today. I'm just gonna let your team be the biggest banter of all, isn't it? Like, what could you say to another Arsenal fan that fucking is worse than that performance at home to a North London rival? Like, they already are the best bit of banter that you could give them. Just
at the moment, Aaron. At the moment, can you imagine though the banter we will get if we don't win anything this season?
Oh man,
and rightly so.
You think Spurs have got, and rightly so, banter. But can you imagine the pedestal and the PR and the absolute expectations of this football club? And we win nothing. We won't, honestly, you might as well go and live under a rock. You might as well go to bed, get the duvet covers and do that and just be a hedgehog or do something for a whole year. Get a box and go live in it for a year.
I think it's been longer than a year.
Get your Arsenal shirts, put them all up in the attic, box them all up, put them all up in the attic. Don't ever get seen with wearing an Arsenal shirt or a scarf ever. You would never be able to walk down the street. Honestly,
no.
If we win nothing this season, I can't imagine. And rightly so, because as I said, half the fan base has bought it on themselves. We will get absolutely taken to the cleaners.
Sav. What I'll do is I'll grab that super, then I'll get them 2 questions. And of course we've just got Savin. He's probably he's my favourite Spurs YouTuber.
He's a real one. He's like the equivalent version of us, isn't he?
Yeah. So if anyone don't know Savin and all that, he comes from the Spurs side, but he's not a fucking moron. Like, he actually accepts and understands and articulates probably earlier than most Tottenham fans and YouTubers what's going on. And he knows his fucking football more to the point. So he's an absolute he's one of the best ones, best ones for me anyway. Do you know what I mean? He talks absolute facts. And no North London when I start talking English. No North London derbies next season, man. I mean, if they're gonna be as one-sided as that, I mean, we might as well just play a promoted team as you go down. Do you know what I mean? There's just no. You probably didn't catch me earlier, Sav, mate, but I've watched a good few North London derbies in my time, and I have never seen one from one team, not just Tottenham, from any of our teams, where it's just like, nah, not interested, no fight, no anything. And what those Tottenham fans must have been like at home, just watching a out of form disjointed Arsenal side pick you apart so easily with no fight whatsoever. It was just astonishing. I just couldn't believe them 11 players on that field. I just thought, what the hell are you doing? Like, you had a Jed Spence and Basuma were trying to, you know what I mean, cover a bit of ground. They could maybe, you might say different, Sav. I mean, they looked like if any of them could have held their heads a little higher walking off that pitch, maybe it was them. You know, they probably had the better, but when everyone else was absolutely fucking shit, then a 2 out of 10 looks good, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean Basuma. I
but that was
mean,
sort of
you know,
my
we
take on it.
we was linked with him so many times. I mean, but mate, he just
It
ain't the
was
one,
it,
is he?
it was
I
just
think somebody, I think somebody said in the chat,
I
who
think the
would you
young
take?
Gray lad, didn't he? Gray,
Yeah,
Gray
yeah,
for Spurs.
yeah.
He tried, didn't he? He tried.
Yeah,
he was.
yeah.
You could tell he was trying. It's not that. I think the problem not the problem I've got with Spurs, because I've got no allegiance to them, obviously. But at the end of the day, when you look at teams play, you want to look at what do they do? Do they press from the front? Do they sit back? Are they a counter-attacking team? Are they a passing team? Do they try and break the lines? Are they a long ball team?
Yeah,
I don't see any identity to Spurs whatsoever.
yeah.
All I
And
see.
go on, sorry. No, go on,
Do you know what all I see? All I see is when the kids go out in the playground and you pick up two teams at lunchtime, and you put you put your jumpers down for goalposts, right? Jumpers for goalposts, two teams, right? Run around. Who plays in defence? Oh, I'll play in defence. Right, you play in defence. Who wants to go and goal? I'll go in goal. Right, you go in goal. That's how I see Spurs. I just see it playground football. No one's got identity. No one's got a clue. They don't know to overlap. They don't know to pass.
Some of their formations and plays are obviously as well going to be dictated to some of the big players that they've had out of injury. I totally get that. However, and what I'm sure Sav will agree is even with that, have something else.
Yeah.
Have something else.
You've still got to compensate for players that are injured. And
But 100%. And if it's not going to be, if you lose all of your flair, then compensate that with determination. Don't compensate with nothing.
Yeah, I think the problem.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, you lose both.
I think the problem is with Spurs, it's recruitment that they've had over the years. You can't blame the managers now. I'm sorry, you've had too many. The managers that you've had have not been that bad managers. Yeah. It's just the system, recruitment, the board.
Yeah,
just Tottenham.
Definitely a bit better.
And I'm going to say it.
Well, Sav calls out the recruitment, and he has done for a while. To be fair,
and I'm going to say it.
YouTube and a bit
and I'm going to say it. You know, the club footballing terms in about the last 5-10 years have been massively overrated. Just go back to basics. Go back to basics.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
I suppose the thing is, what do they want? What's their identity? What is it? You just don't know. All right, they won a Euro.
We're living off the back. They're a top 6 club, but I'm going back years. Yeah. Spurs for me have never really been Liverpool, Man United.
It was it wasn't ever a thing, was it? Until the media created extra. Do you know what I mean? Extra names in it.
Yeah.
It was always a big four. Do you know what I mean? Because it's sort of historically, especially the three of us since Chelsea come back into it. It was only ever really Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool, even on double figures. Yeah, obviously, the two more than us. They were on 20s and 19s probably at the time I'm referencing, and us on 13. Chelsea hadn't. They were no one really for the large parts of it. So do you know what I mean? It was only really them 3 teams in England, with the other 2 obviously further ahead than us. Probably even more of a top 2 than anything actually. But then the media drives all the top 4 because it's a trophy now, finishing top 4. And then, like you said, include the more the rivals and the thing's always a big 6 now. But it's bollocks.
It would soon be the big 8. Don't worry.
But when you think of the players they've had over the years, they've had some great players over the years. I mean, Odell's, the Modric's, Klinsmann's, Linekers, Gazza's, Ginolas.
Yeah,
I mean,
even the lower level players as well. I like Robbie Keane. They weren't the elite levels, but they were still bloody good. And Robbie Keane now would absolutely smash it in the Premier League because of the standard of player.
But I think I think Spurs now are at the level where it doesn't matter what you could have Pep go there, and it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference. Mm. They need to rip it up. In actual fact, when you say like, "Oh, a team going down will do them good." I know it'd be damaging short term, but that's the sort of thing it is now. I think they need.
The thing is, though, rip it up, start again. You say that, D, though, with the FFP now, if you're a club that's probably expecting to get probably around Champions League wage, I mean they're probably not, but you kind of get,
Yeah.
you know, and then to be out of it all in a lower league with not barely any money. That probably, you think coming up, they're probably then have gone into the tax year if they was to go down and come straight back up, where the FFP saw a year where they're like, okay, well, we probably can't fucking spend any more money, and they probably had to let go of assets. I reckon, like, because of that FFP and PSR and all that shit, it probably could screw them up because of their outlay. You know, it's like,
yeah, it's going to be damaging. But I mean, I don't know where you'd go, because if they
the fact
do,
that this is a serious conversation is mad in itself.
This season, if they do survive this season, I can see it being rinse and repeat next year.
Yeah,
I can't. I mean, look at the players they've got. What? Name me a Spurs player that would get into a Man City team, an Arsenal team, Liverpool team, Man United at the moment.
Yeah. Kudus are getting the squad when fit, but
Van der Ven maybe.
Van der Ven,
yeah. Van der Ven would get probably next to Gay in the City.
No.
Well, no, he wouldn't, would he? His fucking thingy's back now from injury, isn't he? Yeah.
Solanke, no. Kulusevski, when he's fit, probably no.
Bentancur, no.
Bentancur, no. In Doggy, no.
Yeah.
He ain't taking the place of, you know, the likes of Incape or. I just honestly, I was shocked how bad they were. I was really shocked how bad they were. Really, really bad. Really.
Well, do you know what? One of the things, I'm going to steal what Sav said in the beginning of the year. Yeah. When I was watching one of his streams, and he was like, "Look, you're about to embark," and I'm paraphrasing, obviously. You're about to embark in a Champions League. You've qualified for the Champions League, and you're about to embark on a Champions League campaign, and you're buying like Europa League players. Like, it's just like already that alone is just like deflating, isn't it? Like some of the lots they had in, I know some of them were smartish signings. I didn't mind the Polinia, but that's cool. You need them players in the squad. But you need someone to start raising them levels to get in your points. Solanke, I've never been a fan of him. I'm sorry. He has been at clubs, and only later on in his career at Bournemouth did he start showing some glimpses. Well, I'm sorry. He was never coming in to a bigger club, say, with bigger expectations and smashing it. He just weren't. And I'm not even in the slightest bit surprised that he's not. He just ain't that guy. He's like a Danny Welbeck.
The money they've wasted
of 10, 15 years.
It'd be a massive mistake if they end up buying that Kolo Muani as well. I mean, he's on loan at the moment.
Yeah, well, why did they buy Matthias Tell? Like, he come on loan for 6 months last year, done absolutely fuck all, and they give him like 40, 50 million for him.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I'm just like, it's like us with Odegaard. He didn't even have a good 6 months loan spell apart from the West Ham game where we were 3-0 down and come back. He rolled his sleeves up, and then we're like, "Yeah, we'll sign him."
Yeah, the only player that I would sign as a squad player as backup to Timber is probably Jed Spencer's right back.
Yeah,
he was one of the better ones. He wanted it, didn't he? At least you could see it.
I think Spencer and Arsenal or Man City and all of that but I was shocked.
His career's been a bit funny at Spurs, isn't it? With loans, different managers. Etc. Jed Spence, of course, I'm on about.
I think was it Conte that didn't fancy him?
Yeah. He come in under Conte, didn't he? He didn't fancy him. Then he went out on loan, come back, new manager. Do you know what I mean? He's never really been able to find his feet.
Yeah.
But I've always thought he would go on to be a good player. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure he will sort of prove that, but maybe not next year at Spurs if it's, you know what I mean, championship football. Like I said, it's crazy that you're having a serious conversation about it. Like, and that's what this is. I'm not bantering Spurs at all. I'm talking
no.
perspective, not an Arsenal
Spurs. He's down
perspective. It's you got to run up and go. Do I think they will go down? No. I think they will ease out of it. I think they will find a way. The old too much quality in their squad sort of
sorry to interrupt you just for 1 second, right? From what you've seen of West Ham lately, and what you've seen of Forest
Trajectories.
that's been in games.
Yeah.
All right, Forest have like lost or they've drawn, but they've been in games where and they could have won them. Do you know what I mean?
Spurs' fixtures up.
Out of the three teams
Okay.
with the fixtures coming up,
Yeah.
who would you say are playing the worst? Who looks the most vulnerable?
Spurs.
Comfortably.
I mean, I'm looking at their next three fixtures.
Exactly.
They're away to Fulham. That's the next game. I mean, this is off the back of them losing 3
Have you
games.
got that
back to
up
back.
as a thing that you can
it's
send
on
over and I'll bring it up?
It was one football. Sorry about that.
I'll get it up.
Yeah.
Now you're all good, bro.
Whilst you're doing that, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, whilst you're getting it up, yeah. Tottenham, they play Crystal Palace. That could probably end up as a draw, and then they go away to Liverpool.
They ain't winning that because Liverpool are fighting for Champions League now. They're not
And then
winning
Nottingham and Nottingham Forest, obviously, they're fighting for their lives. So that's going to
at
be
Forest. Is that at Forest, Norms?
No, that's at their ground. But this is
I'm
the
gonna have
thing.
it up in 2 secs, boys.
It don't matter. It don't matter with Tottenham. It don't matter whether you played home or away. You know, home from home, innit? Really.
Yeah. Someone told me like a stat, and I didn't fact check it, so I don't know if it's true or not. But apparently they've nearly lost as many games in their new stadium as we have at the Emirates, or it's quite like
I'll
there's
tell
like
you
a
what it
couple
is,
in there.
right? Spurs,
Something like that.
since they've been at their stadium, they've lost something like 45 games since they've been at their stadiums. And Arsenal in the last 10 years have lost 49.
Is that what they've
That
gone
is
back 10
crazy.
years and
The
not
Spurs,
the entire?
so
I know.
Spurs
Yeah,
have been
no,
at their
it's-
stadium, what, 4 years?
That's craziness, man. Yeah,
I think it's
I'm
something
sure.
like that. Spurs have been at their stadium, what, 4 years now? 5
It's
years?
there or
Yeah.
thereabouts, give or
Yeah,
take.
but
a
Right,
year,
let's
isn't it?
say 5 years. So in 5 years, Spurs have
What
lost
am I doing?
45 games. I think it's something like this. And in the last 10 years at the Emirates, Arsenal have lost 49 and Spurs have lost 45 in half that time.
Crazy.
That's madness.
I mean, this season alone, 8 games at home lost. 8. 12
that's-
games in total.
That's poor, man. Let's get it.
I honestly, I mean, people say, yeah, I mean, Lynch in the chat, he said the only thing that might keep Spurs up is West Ham's fixtures. But I think there's a lot of fixtures there that West Ham will probably get points out of.
Yeah, so I've just got Spurs, all the Spurs up. So yeah, like you obviously got them now. We're all looking at it from a Spurs perspective, I know, which ain't a good place to fucking be. Fulham away, like you said, D.
No, I think Fulham are beaten.
This is tricky. Then you got London derbies here. Of do you know what I mean?
Back-to-back London derbies.
Back-to-back London derbies. That's not going to be pretty like
I
D
mean,
said.
that's a draw.
Away
I
at
think-
Liverpool, they've never been
think-
good at.
I think the Palace is a draw. The Fulham's a loss. Liverpool's a loss.
This
Nottingham-
is such a big fixture for them, isn't it?
Nottingham
For
Forest
both
will
of
be
the
the
clubs
one.
involved.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll be the relegation decider, that one, Aaron. I don't know about you, Normski, but that
Yeah,
will be, I think
definitely.
I think whoever wins that stays up. That's how crucial that game is. I think whoever wins that stays up.
Lob them over.
I mean, because I mean,
Just,
obviously,
we're not knocking Spurs, bro. It's just we're
No.
just, we're just
Stick to the
talking
6
football,
pointer.
brother. We're just talking football. Yeah, 7 years.
pure
It's 7
football
years they've been at the
perspective,
right. So they've
Wow.
been at the stadium
that's
7
gone
years,
quick.
and I think
That's gone quick.
Yeah, it really has. I know.
that's flown by, isn't it? I think they've lost what?
ridiculous, man. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I heard it the other day. I can't remember now. Might have been on Talk Sport. I think they said it.
You think,
But
that would set the tone, wouldn't it?
I
Because that's
think
the end of
whoever
March.
wins that stays up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sets the tone, didn't it? If you win that, surely then that spurs you on, with no pun intended. Then you got to.
I can't see them beating
they all
Sunderland.
look hard
although
when you're looking
Sunderland
at
are on
form,
the
innit?
slide,
Yeah.
aren't they? Sunderland are on the slide. It all depends where Brighton's ambitions are at the time. See, Brighton,
Yeah.
if they're chasing a European spot or a conference,
Yeah.
that could be a tricky one.
On
And
paper, so far, they could
there's a
look
get-
worse. However, like, when
there's
you're
a
in
get
that.
out of jail, yeah.
Yeah.
See the
Yeah,
thing is,
this ain't
See the
easy.
thing is, it's probably
This
their
ain't
away
easy.
form. It's probably their away form that they're going to really need to sort of pick up on because
Yeah.
their home. I'll say they need to pick up their home form, but
Do you
you're
know
looking
what,
at eight losses at home, and Nottingham Forest are going to go into that game against them and think, we beat them 3-0.
I mean, look at this running, though. Look at this running. See, this
Yeah, there's some
this would
tricky
worry
games
me
there,
as a
isn't
Spurs fan. Villa away,
Yeah.
Yep.
Leeds, And Leeds are going to show no mercy.
yeah.
Leeds just want to get high up the table as they possibly can, so they won't be on the beach at all. Chelsea going for a Champions League spot.
Oh,
Everton at home, who could be going for a European space.
So it's up to Sav. Yeah. Oh,
that's crazy.
you got it? Yeah, no, mate, it's batshit. Yeah, you know, there's, like I said, on paper, you know, like you've seen a Liverpool, you've got your Arsenal one out of the way. Okay, you know, you're not seeing a Man City as well, etc., etc. But there is just some tough fixtures in there anyway. And two, as I sort of said, when you're down there, and more importantly, your trajectory is on a downward sort of one. You know, that even the home ties, you know, the home ties at Everton last game of the season, like, you know, that all of a sudden becomes a pressure-filled battlefield. Do you know what I mean? Where you think, you know, any other season, that should be a comfortable win for Spurs. You start factoring in the fact that could be the game to save them. Added the pressure, the fact that they're not playing that great.
Spurs have averaged.
You've got all these variables in, isn't you? And when you're down the bottom,
105 at the time, Brentford, Palace, Fulham, Bournemouth, Brighton, all got more points than that. Wow. Wow. See, there's your stats there. Look at that. I mean, that just tells you everything, doesn't it? That just tells you everything.
Really that's not got their keys. So, yeah, so Sav's saying since February 2023, Spurs have averaged 15th over the years. Holy shit. We've lost 49 games of 105 in that time. Brentford, Palace, Fulham, Bournemouth, Brighton have all got more points than us in the same time frame.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
The eye openers, isn't they? And I think you might be readjusting it, or you might be starting something else.
That's crazy, man.
To that, yeah, that's crazy.
Is there a world where these guys go down with that stadium? It doesn't.
I mean,
West Ham's fixtures are nasty. I've got to be honest. West Ham's next 3 games.
West Ham's and just have a little goose.
Yeah, I mean,
be the saving grace.
Listen, I know we're all doom and gloom on Spurs. I'm probably hopeful, but at the end of the day, West Ham's fixtures are nasty.
My man's West Ham fan. I'm obviously going to be gutted for him. Do you know what I mean? Depends if Arsenal win the title or not. If Arsenal don't win the title and he's going to be rightfully ringing me up and terrorising me, then I'm going to be fucking happy they go down. So he better not piss the football gods off, my old man, bantering me if we balls a title up, because they'll probably get relegated as punishment. So if you're watching, Dad, don't take the piss
as well. So we'll have to we've got to give fair where fair's due. We've gone over Spurs with Sav in the chat. I mean, look at this. Liverpool away
starts tricky.
Fulham away, City. Aston Villa. I mean, that is
marks, man.
They could go. Aaron Norms. They could go through all them games and only pick up 1 point.
Wow.
And
that'll only be at Fulham, won't it? Let's get that.
And it won't be, and it won't matter what Spurs do then, because
Liverpool away, Villa away, and City at home 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, but you say that. Look what West Ham, if you look at their form recently, they unbeaten in 6?
Yep.
They've been given it, but you know, it's when you're playing teams of that caliber and then you're getting that sort of form, fair dues to you, mate. You're playing out your socks.
There you go, West Ham.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that kind of form in them 4 fixtures. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Just quickly before I go back to the other screen, now Sav just responded by saying, yeah, shocking. No matter who the manager is, this is the worst squad I've seen in my 40 years of watching this club. And do you know what we've said all stream, like when we was obviously doing the pre-match thing about it is, I can't really put my finger on a worse sort of a squad. It's not almost like sort of us. It's not what you move to the big stadium for, with the aspirations and dreams of moving forward as a football club like us. We'll be competing with Bayern Munich's. Fucking the next time we played them, we lost 10-2 on aggregate. Thanks for that. Cheers for stopping us winning league titles at Highbury so we could get taken the piss out of by the teams we're going to compete. Thank you. It's not what you've done it for. Do you know what I mean? It's to have the worst team assembled in the new stadium. It's fucking ridiculous. what can you do? But yeah, no.
No, West Ham have got
West
some
Ham one.
nasty
What's their
ones.
April looking like?
Nasty.
A bit of
They're
respite. A bit of respite in April.
Wolves, they'll pick up
Bit
points
of
there.
respite.
I reckon they'll beat Palace at home, and I reckon they'll beat Everton last. I reckon they'll beat Everton. So that's yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
It's
their
West-
only saving grace of other results is like doing whatever in the other 4 fixtures, maybe getting a win at Fulham, and then if they can somehow bastard even 7, but 9 out of 9 for this April, maybe they'll have a puncher's chance. But it's going to be all results dependent, isn't it? But
Look at
that maybe just having a belter of an April, you know, where everyone's
April
on.
April might keep them up.
Maybe.
April may keep them up.
Maybe. You don't know. It's going to be results
What's
dependent
May like?
when your
'Cause they've got
previous
us in
4
May.
games are fucking Liverpool, Fulham, City, and Villa, aren't they? You know, it's May. I mean,
look at that. That's a bastard for us.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm worried about. West
you're
Ham
not
got
seeing
3
many
points
points
to
here,
stay
are
up.
you?
Can you
You're
imagine,
not.
right, going into that game, and if West Ham win it, they're safe, and we're playing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the
it's not
game
good.
you want to be yet. I'm telling you.
It's just saying big up Sally, man. Yeah, it's it like that, you know. You're looking at the Tottenham one and going, well, yeah, you know, it's tricky when you're down the bottom, you know, when you're a team that's there or thereabouts there anyway. Totally. I think I'm all coming back into form. That's not fair to say, but
Yeah, I mean, if they have that same mentality that they had against us, if they just don't give anything, if they don't give anything like they did against us, then it's worrying times for them. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to roll their sleeves up. Their manager, you know, two door, whatever it is, two door. You know, they got to roll up their sleeves now. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't care less because, you know what I mean. If they go down, fantastic. But look, because
big up Gianni.
Yeah,
Gianni would know.
He knows
or
the
Italian
manager's right neck of the woods, man.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah, he said. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I mean, even Van der Ven wasn't even listening to him. You know, he got to push up. He's just standing there staring at him. Like, no respect,
that's
man.
no good when some of your better players are showing disrespect instantaneously.
What's the
to a new
Nottingham
manager.
Forest fixtures? What's the Nottingham Forest fixtures?
Let's get it up now because I
We
have
might,
to
as well have
change
we might as well have a look at the relegation, mightn't we?
Yeah. Well,
I think it's out of them clubs now because Palace have got out of it. I think that
Right,
wins.
what am I doing? I'm monging. What team am I looking for? Not the Forest.
Leeds, I don't think is going to be anywhere near it. Leeds are a proper outfit.
Let's go back to where they got
Forest.
February game. No, they haven't. So yeah, March. I mean,
1st of March, Brighton.
it's
City.
not the best of Marches, is it? It's not the worst, but it's still not the best.
Yeah.
I can't see too many points here.
I can see him
Again,
beating
Fulham, and maybe a Brighton draw.
Fulham.
If you're on your game,
Fulham. I can see him beating Fulham. I reckon the Spurs and Spurs.
if they get out that with 5 points,
5 from 12. That's what I'm saying. 5 from 12.
Drawing at Fulham and beating Tottenham Hotspur, maybe they'll come out of that and go, do you know what? It could have been worse.
You got to remember they're 3 points
their
ahead of
rival.
West Ham already. They've got 3 points in the bag over West Ham.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I don't think that would be a horrendous return as long as the win was against Tottenham, their relegation rival, of course. You lose that game and pick up a win somewhere else, it's damaging because you're not competing with Brighton. You're not competing with Fulham. You if you're gonna get the win, it's got to be against them rivals, isn't it? You know, the team you're fighting for positionally. You know, let's have a little look what their April is saying. Okay, you know, it's not the best start at home against Villa, but you know, look at home at Sunderland's going to be tricky though. They got home tied to Burnley. They're going to be there, still probably trying to have a go for it. Burnley, they'll probably be done by them, but
yeah, they got Burnley. I think they'll beat them.
Yeah, they'll probably beat them, and you're thinking, all right, well, Sunderland.
Aston Villa, the old Midland derby. That's a derby match, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon Forest could get out of it. Could it be out of West Ham and Spurs to go down?
Yeah, but if it is going to be out them two, it's definitely West Ham. Now, just the fixtures. Once I've seen them, I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
predicting Tottenham to go on some gallant run and blow every, like, do you know what I mean, and pick up loads of points.
Yeah.
I'm just expecting them to probably get less points in that Manchester.
Yeah.
West
First,
Ham one in.
Forest's fixtures are quite
cool.
nice, aren't they? In
They're
compared to the
tricky,
others.
but they're not like, oh my
Horrendous.
God, have you seen like you have? But let's have a little
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
their make. We haven't done that just yet. And they've got some tricky. Yeah, theirs is like mid to high level tricky, isn't it? They haven't got that. They're not fucking got wall to wall top 4 teams, have they? But they've still got teams in a good moment and tricky tires, like a Chelsea. They could go there and beat Chelsea 3-0 at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea could beat them 5-0. You just don't have a fucking clue with that.
They got
And
Chelsea, Newcastle, Man United.
Yeah. Man United, they're in a bit of form now. If Carrick keeps picking up, that's going to be shit. Or if they decide to fall off and Carrick's little, honeymoon period goes, maybe that'll be a good time to play him. Who knows? And then you got a home tie at the last day of the season at Bournemouth, where you genuinely hope that they are on the fucking beach. I mean, it's tricky, isn't it? Really, it's double tricky. I've just seen El Capitan. I was actually set my stream up, Lee, to raid over to you.
Yeah.
You got there first, buddy. Appreciate it as always, bruv. And for those of you that raided over, you probably just seen we've been going through the relegation and the last 10 sort of fixtures from every team. So we've done Tottenham's first. They're all relatively tricky, but West Ham's, I'm not going to lie, for people that's just come over, that their first 4 of the 10 is ties against Manchester City, Liverpool. What was the other one? Was it Aston Villa, wasn't it? Yeah, man. That's 3 of their first 4 fixtures going on from now in their battle for safety. I didn't realise how bad it was a little bit, to be fair. I feel a little bit sorry for my old man now. You know what I mean? He was a little bit down on the phone the other day, and I was just bantering him a little bit. So maybe I'll give him a text and give him capital has this time. It's only joking, Dad. Love you, really. This is a bit tricky for Nottingham Forest, but it's doable, isn't it? This it's doable. It's not like you're sitting there and thinking, do you know what? Amassing a reasonable amount, enough or more points than West Ham is doable for this Nottingham Forest side. I'm thinking. What are you boys saying?
Yeah, I think Forest probably. Forest and West Ham, they've got probably the better fixtures, and they've got that 3-point buffer.
Yeah,
but if you're looking at performance levels on the pitch, on a football point of view, Spurs look the worst team. They might have the better fixtures, but they look the worst team. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Hands down. They are just going to have to rely on whatever shred of quality they've got left in their squad to just get them through sort of games, because when you're not playing well and you've got so many players out of form, the Van der Vens, like we previously sort of said, he's got a new manager come in and he's not even bothering to talk with him. What's the dressing room like? When you're in a title race, when you're in a relegation battle, your dressing room and your manager needs to be tip top. They need to be in as much sync as possible. You can't afford when these are big high stake games like a relegation battle will be with them. You can't afford for fucking you're one of your best players and your manager's not speaking on day one. Because what's the rest of them doing it? They're probably looking at Van der Ven going, he's one of the best players in this team. You look at him treating the manager like shit already. What's everyone going to do in the next training for? Oh yeah, I'll blank him and all. Like,
it's not a very good start for a new manager bounce.
Nah.
Not at all. Not at
all.
He's got his work cut out for him. His back is against the wall already, and he talked a good talk when they were interviewing him and everything. So that was the kind of little thing in the back of my mind before we played them with our results and how we was playing. I was thinking, bro, this could be a banana skin. We could end up drawing a game or even losing it by the odd goal. But to be honest, they didn't lay a glove. We gave them that goal. We gifted them that goal. Other than that, they didn't lay a glove on us, man. So it is what it is, and that's why I'm not saying I'm worried about them, but I'm like thinking, geez, if they play like that, and these other teams have got a bit more about them, they could be in that relegation zone. Telling you. And then,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, literally drop it. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
where
Yeah.
I think that's where this is where the pressure cranks up now, and it's whether these players like have got the minerals to fight their way out of this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what we'll see.
Who's going to step up? Who's got the bigger bollocks? Who's going to be the difference maker? Who's going to get the magical moment? Who's going to do the last ditch tackle? Do you know what I mean? You got to step up. More things have got to go your way than not. Otherwise, you're probably going to. Don't matter whether your name's Tottenham Hotspur, West Ham, or Sunderland, or whatever. You know, if you're not at the races, the one thing you need to be doing is if you're not playing well, you need to be fighting hard.
Yeah.
And if what I saw from Tottenham in the North London derby at home to Arsenal Football Club, if you can't get up for that game, what game can you get motivated for? You can't play that derby, and you play like that, like you couldn't give a shit at home to Arsenal Football Club. Man, you finding something from somewhere for your next 10 games is probably going to be nigh on impossible. You can't get yourself up for that fixture.
Yeah.
You don't need a team talk for it. It's Arsenal tomorrow. Hey, go out there. What do you need a team talk for that?
You don't even need a manager for that, do you?
Go
You
on,
don't
then.
even need a manager for that.
Off your pop. Do your tweaks in the game, substitution wise or whatever, or if they're taking the piss in the first half, you know what I mean. Do your thing in the second half. What do you need? What do you need as a manager? Yeah, it's Arsenal boys. You know what to do. Do you know what I mean? Well, you don't need no North London forever fucking speakers wheeled out, do you? Like Mikel Arteta done for Anfield. I mean, let's just face it. Do you know what I mean? But big up to Scott, and this reminded me of you a little bit, DJ Biggs. You always say, didn't you?
Yeah,
and
I've got
it's
the sleeping bag and the pillars. Always
got
have
the pillars and that. Oh, for Arteta. Well, you've been for a few of them pillars this season. It's been that boring, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You always got the sleeping bag handy, mate.
We've got just 2 questions, and then there will be golden. I've got Star Doc's one, but we'll get the assembled one. And he just said a quick question to the panel: who is the player in the Arsenal team who dictates our rhythm, i.e., speed, in your opinion? And we all know it's not fucking Martin Odegaard. In a good way, if that's what your question means.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was kind of looking at you from a negative point of view. If it was,
I mean, well, yeah, I suppose
there's always a flip. There's a flip. Yeah,
I'd say Rice. I'd say Rice likes to get on the ball. He's the one that kind of gets on the ball, and he's the one that either drives and tries to inject the pace, or he slows it down. Zubimendi retains the ball, but I think Rice is the one that dictates. Yeah. I'd say Declan Rice.
Especially when he's picking up from deep and just making those driving runs.
He's the only one doing that, really, isn't he? You know, those Zubimendi just chipping in with a few goals here and there. But, you know, Declan Rice, he's been doing the defensive side in the lone 6 when he's there. Yeah. 1 minute you'll see him driving through players in the final third, and then the next minute he's making
Let's be honest. Declan Rice made a mistake against Spurs, right? And it didn't cost us. And he got a lot of stick for it. Fair enough. I get that. But he has been outstanding this season. He has been our best player by, I reckon, consistently. He's been up there with probably him, Timber, Gabriel has probably been our 3 best players this season. And we would not have been anywhere near where we are now if Rice hadn't been playing. He's been brilliant.
Yeah,
he has been brilliant.
And what we sort of need as well is, and I know we sort of briefly touched it earlier when Shane was saying about it, it's coming into the crunch time of the season now, and these players need to be fit. This is where all of that rotation, the little 5 minutes here, the 20 minutes there, no need to fly over to pointless Champions League games when you've already basically won the groups. All of these little minutes go into the back of your legs, go into your engine, go into the mental state of mind. All of them little minutes we were saying you should have come off the field, they add up over 50, 60 games.
And Aaron, at 3-1 up against Spurs, against Spurs, Rice could have come off and Norgard could have come on, and that would have made no difference to that football match. We'd still won.
Yeah, 100%. If your defence is that good, then you should be able to trust them with 20 minutes left with 2-goal advantage. Oh, it's not that fucking good, is it? So what one is it? You can't. Both worlds will not exist. Big up to the Doc as well, and big up to everyone else in the chat as well, man. Question for the panel: any Spuds players. I think we did
We
run
kinda
over
touched on
this
it. We said,
slightly in
yeah.
the end, didn't we?
Sure. I mean, probably Van der Ven for me.
And for us, starting role, nah.
Starting
Oh,
role.
starting. So it's not starting role. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, what? Sorry.
Nothing. Nobody. I thought I saw one where he said you had him in the squad. I don't know if someone
Squad,
else.
Jed Spence,
Could
Van der
just I
Ven.
said I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
him. You know, I wouldn't mind him. He's okay.
Yeah. Just as
Jed
squad depth.
Spence, you know, I mean,
Spence,
if Ben White left and Jed Spence came in, you'd go, all right, well, yeah, whatever.
That's
Okay.
if there was no one around. Lastminute.com. The window's about to shut, and we need cover. Jed Spence. I wouldn't go all out for him in the beginning of the transfer market. No. But as a last ditch signing, he wouldn't be a bad thing. Van der Ven, I think, is a good player. Van der Ven's a good player. He probably is one that you could rotate probably with in certain games with Saliba to start probably or Gabriel. He wouldn't be a bad player to come in as a rotation.
Right.
Other than that,
do you think he lies more on his speed than he's more defensive now? Or he's very quick. Like
I think Van der Ven in a good team would stand out. I think Van der Ven in a settled team.
Yeah.
If you put Van der
think
Ven,
if he had a better defender than the letdown Romero, he probably might even go up a level. Could you imagine they put him next to Van Dijk? Oh no, they're both left. But you know what I'm saying. A number one defender like that.
Somebody that's not going to be losing their heads every week. Yeah.
Because he's a Granit Xhaka of centre back, isn't he? When he was playing in that position for us, it's just a liability. He's a red card waiting to happen.
Yeah.
You know, Romero.
Other
probably sitting there half the time, positionally trying to play for how to recover from Romero's mistakes more than he's just concentrating on his own game.
Yeah, I'm probably struggling to sign any of them. But as I said, if it was kind of the window was shutting, we had a few coffers in the bank, we had players injured, and Van der Ven became available, I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a bad signing if we signed him. Other than that, I'm struggling.
Yeah, but that's all it just is at the minute, and it's like, what more can you do? That's just where they're at the minute, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
They're meh.
We're only going on that if we had a gun to our head scenario. You know what I mean? Yeah. You'd be going to all the other teams first, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Surely someone else has got to play, for fuck's sake. We're trying to win a league. You're not get relegated.
Out of all the relegation teams, I would definitely sign Jared Bowen.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely sign Bowen.
Yeah. That's not.
And I would probably have a Morgan Gibbs White as well in that midfield as a change of pace and energy.
Well, the thing is, though, then it's just like, I know when we're not having that conversation, but then you'd just definitely kill Skelly, wouldn't you? Because he'd already probably picked Marino in front of him anyway.
I think Skelly's going down the same route as Ethan Wanyeri. It wouldn't be surprised me if Skelly don't go out on loan next season. I wouldn't be shocked by that at all. If that got announced round about Christmas time in the transfer window, January, Skelly's going out on loan, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if we sign in Cape on a permanent deal.
I think that's a guarantee. I know it's not a obligation. It is only an option, but I think there's like some severe gentleman's agreement. Look, it's not an obligation, but we are.
To be fair, he's fitted in really well. He's fitted in really well in his Arsenal side. Being one of our better left backs, then I prefer him over California. California might be good going forward, but then he's shown a little bit of his, his forward, game. He got that cross in that Wolves game.
The wild horse in.
Was it the Wolves game? Was that a cross?
Trouble is, he's a Tomiyasu, and he's the Italian Tomiyasu, isn't he?
Yeah.
Injured all the time. What's the point? He's injured.
You can be good here or there all you want. If
you can't go more than 2 or 3 games, can he?
Irrelevant, isn't it?
I'd sell him. I'd sell him. He's another one that I'd sell in the summer. Calafiori. Go and get someone better.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Just go get a proper left back for once. Just get a proper left back.
Yeah, exactly, Norms. He's a Calafiori's another one that's always injured. Sell him. Martinelli. Get rid of him. Trossard. Get rid of him. Not good enough.
Jesus.
It depends where you want to be as an Arsenal fan. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to sit in the slow lane with these players that have been injured and that are off form and that play one good game and then have 6 stinkers, or do you want to
Yeah.
raise the bar and have proper ballers that will come on and challenge one another for the, you know what I mean? Can you imagine if we'd have got Elise now? Saka probably wouldn't get in the team.
And rightly so, probably.
Yeah,
But all of these players will be like, oh, but what? The first thing they say, DJB, is, oh, where's Saka going to play? Well, nowhere if Elise's doing better.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But
Brentford,
that's what I call squad depth, though. But that is what I call squad depth. What these people call squad depth is like Martinelli and Calafiori. I call squad depth Elise, Eze.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You sign the first team player to put your current first team player on the bench, not a sub that you sign and keep your first. That's what competition's all about.
You know what I mean?
All of the best things at it.
And the problem with Saka,
Gyokeres is
is that,
injured. Isak.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
I
what
call squad depth.
the problem with Saka is that the fact that you've given him that wage of 300,000 plus, it's going to be very difficult to get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? Because you've effectively signed a crop player, you know, who's going to go down. You know, you can see it, and that's going to be. So that going to be?
We shot ourselves in the foot again.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
I just don't get it. I get it. The kid was on, I think it was something like 180 or something like that a week before that. Yeah, it was something there or thereabouts. I don't think he was in the 200s. My memory serves me. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Just jump in the chat, may correct me. If not, either way, he's had a substantial pay rise. But why so much? Like what? Look, and what's it sort of warranted? Yeah, you are Arsenal's star boy. Now you're Arsenal's subpar boy. Like that's gone well quick, and it ain't really your fault, bless you. I love Saka. It's like that injury just fucked him, and then not only did that injury fuck him through being overplayed, you got rushed back.
Yeah.
Come after like 3.5 months, for crying out loud. It's a grade 3 tear off the bone. He come back in like 60% of the time or something like that. You can't. Granted, some people recover quicker than others, but when you get injuries like that, where muscle is coming off of bone, you can't tell me that there's a body out there that fully recovers from that fucking 40% quicker. Come off it.
It's crazy. And then we go and get Kai Havertz, right, and go and pay him 280. So he's coming at 280, right? So and he's Crocs, same thing, knees, hamstring, right? You're not going to get rid of him, right? And when he gets to the point where he gets to that 2-year mark, are they going to turn around and say, right, is he going to say, well, I want a new contract?
He's at the 2-year mark at the end of the year.
Well, there you go. So he could be answering. Like he's in parity with what Saka's getting. I mean, I don't know the exact figure what he's on, but we know.
So's Odegaard, by the way. 240k a week currently. Odegaard's got 2 years left on his deal. That's stick or twist. Where do you keep him? Do you sell him?
We've done a wrong one, mate. We've definitely done a wrong one.
Yeah, we'll give him 300k a week. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do in the summer. That's what we'll end up doing. People do not be surprised.
It's going to hold us back in terms of our transfer. It's going to hold us back in terms of a transfer because that is a lot of money to be paying out to 3 crop players or 2 definitely.
Yeah. And it could be also a lot of money saved. Get a couple of quid for him. Save yourself 240k for the fucking Norwegian Denilson. Like, do you know what I mean? He don't bring anything to the team anymore. Oh, yeah, but, remember he was good 3 seasons ago. All right, yeah, cool. How does that help me now and tomorrow? Oh, yeah, don't. He didn't even help me yesterday. He helped me fucking 2-3 years ago. The geezer, if he can't rediscover his form as the captain, by the way, when have you seen a captain of any club in the Premier League history perform so poorly for seasons, by the way? When did you see Patrick Vieira have 2-3 bad games in a row? Tony Adams. This guy's had 3 bad seasons in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Let alone games. Yeah. Come off it. Come off it, man. And that's what you get. Your boy band Pillock's got the captain on his armband. And sometimes we see there's no fight in the team. Of course there ain't. They're getting ready to go on stage and sing NSYNC songs rather than roll their sleeves up and have a fight to win the Premier League title. Do you know what I mean? You've got Justin Timberlake's and all the other mobs on there. That's what they are. Oh, yes. All the yes boys. Mikel Arteta's puppets. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a frustrating one, but I just only had a little look at the time, and I see it's 12:15. So I do apologise.
wow.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
ran
Yeah,
over
it's
well
40,
longer than I
wow.
thought.
Oh,
That's all right, mate.
Yeah,
it was great. No, it was a good
Really
chat,
sorry
man.
about
Great
that.
chat. We covered a lot.
No, don't be silly,
covered
man.
a
I
lot.
really
We
enjoyed
covered
it.
a lot.
Really
Yeah, no,
enjoyed
we
it. We've
covered a lot.
covered.
Yeah.
We covered an awful lot.
We've
The
chatted.
mute. I think the mutants left the chat. So I think he's got the message.
Yeah, he left abruptly.
Yeah,
We've had
I just don't get
a
it.
good old
Like-
we've had a good old chat people in. We've had everyone in. It's been good. Good, man. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, we got all the good ones in, and we fucked off all the knobheads. It couldn't have gone any better in my book. But yeah, listen, go and sub to Shane Gooner, who was here. Go and Shane to DJB at the Arsenal Huddle, and of course, sub to Normski. I don't know how close you are to 1K now, but I do know you're on the home stretch. Are you not, Norms?
I am on the home stretch. I hope I don't do a Mikel Arteta.
It's a Spurs.
I'm getting a 999 and just 998, 997. No.
Can I be doing a Spurs here?
You know what? Going back down to 100 or something. Yeah.
All right, sub. I don't know how many people are in the chat, but sub to me if you hate Spurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's it. His link is pinned. Normski TV. Hate a bit of
Normski.
Spurs. There's 100 of you in the building. If you hate a bit of Spurs, go give Normski a sub. But yeah, man, we will leave it there. Thank you very much for the chat as well, for Stan. As always, thank you for everyone's been here from start to finish. All the raiders that come over from Leeds, basically all of you stayed. That's awesome. Wicked. It's always nice to see some new faces in the chat. Always nice to see some of the geezers that are always here. Some sort of in and it's out. It's always good to have a great Arsenal chat with you. Well, yeah, man, that's what it's all about. We will catch you on the next one. And other than that, Arteta's still out, you little prick. You haven't won anything yet. And until then, you're all still out. Double boom. Bye-bye. Good night. Much